I was just making sure that Roxanne wasn't wearing white today. You want to know why? Any idea?
Is there a white party that we're supposed to go to?
No. Come on. Think about it.
It's always been
I know why. It's a fashion faux pas. But it's not really, though. You know
where did that
right?
stupid thing come from? Yeah, I'm not taking it seriously. I'm busting on it. But where did that stupid you're not supposed to wear white after Labor Day, blah blah. Where'd that come from?
I think it's a northern thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think it applies ever in Florida. You can wear white whenever you want to in Florida, and I don't think even in other places it's sticking anymore.
Maybe Alaska, because it'd be hard to see you in the snow.
All right, here we go. Firing off a whole new week of MJ Morning Show crap casting. Pretty busy Tuesday. Traffic-wise, it was really light. It's weird. You can imagine yesterday we were toking around a little bit and the roads were like empty. It was like morning time yesterday. Like when I say morning time, Let's see. Michelle and I did our workouts 10, and I was 10:30. And I mean, you could walk straight down like the middle of Kennedy Boulevard, and there was like no traffic. It was really amazing. You could tell it was a holiday, yesterday being Labor Day, but still, you'd think by 10:45, 11 a.m. that the roads would be busy. No. And then on the way in this morning, I don't know why there's residual, because really everything gets back up and rolling. Schools are back open today. I don't know why traffic was extremely light for me. I was on the bridge at 5:20-ish. I don't know about you. What about Fester? As you were cruising in your land barge, your
Yes.
2010 Cadillac DTS.
A 2010 millionaire's car.
Yeah,
by the way.
whatever.
You're a millionaire in 2010. This is the car you're buying.
That's not true.
It's on the table.
Whatever.
It's not off the table.
Well, whatever. All right. So what was traffic like for you on the way in?
I don't know that I had the traffic barometer to where I noticed any significant decrease in volume. However, everybody was driving safely, and I didn't get cut off by anybody today. Nobody weaved in and out today.
It was just, listen, I'm bringing this up is, we don't really focus a lot on traffic on the show. It's just that I was just noticing that you'd think that things would be kind of back to normal, and it didn't seem that way. And Roxanne,
It felt a little lighter on the veterans, but then once I got onto the bridge, it was packed.
oh, it was.
Yeah, I
All
thought
right.
it was packed, and now I'm coming in a little bit later than you, but it was pretty crowded. Yeah, I thought it was back to normal for sure.
I guess what a difference a couple of minutes makes, because you guys are both behind me. Hey, is the Mega Millions drawing tonight? I saw some blurb that the Mega Millions jackpot has not been won in months. And I think Mega Millions, it's up to like 681 million. What is the Powerball deal? Powerball is drawn on Saturday,
Wednesday,
and Friday, right? Mega Millions, Tuesday and Friday. So Mega Millions is tonight, and the jackpot is like $681 million because it hasn't been won in like 3 or 4 months.
Now, Powerball is Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. No Friday.
Oh, no Friday.
No Friday.
Okay. Monday. Okay. Powerball is Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. Gotcha. And then Mega Millions is Tuesday and Friday. So, hey, bring up a news story on Mega Millions. Just to hit news, because I think it's like 3 or 4 months there hasn't been a winner. So, hey, I was alerted to that. I saw a little blurb on my. It was just a little headline deal on my feed on my phone, and I didn't click on it, so I lost it. Yeah, so 681 million. See, this is where I start playing. So I'm bringing this up because now
it's worth your while to get out of bed.
Listen, I'm still, if I buy $20 worth of Mega Millions tickets, I still will probably have better odds of having some benefit in my life if I just take a torch and I just incinerate that $20 bill. I might as well, if I go to, a 7-Eleven or Wawa or whatever, I might as well just take that $20 bill and just light it on fire in the parking lot in the convenience store. I might just light it up. Something probably more beneficial will come out of that than me actually spending the $20. But still, what is it? Does it say when the last winning jackpot was?
I'll look it up. Let me find the exact day.
Does it feel like you're missing out if you don't do it when it's this big, MJ?
Say it again?
Does it feel like you're missing out if you don't play when it's this big? Something really big could happen. In other words, the difference between you playing now and when it's not as big.
Listen, it's just the psychological effect of,
Right.
681 million. For me, the threshold tends to be in that $500 million range.
That does it for you.
Yeah, where I will actually agree and get sucked into flushing a $20 bill down the toilet. That's where that threshold. So about $500 million, and for whatever reason, I missed that it was over $500 million, and I just was alerted that Mega Millions hit 681 million. All right, it's the 25th drawing. Scroll up a little bit. So this is the 25th drawing without a winner.
So 2 drawings a week. That's almost a little over 12 weeks. That's all summer.
Yeah, so it's 3 months.
Yeah.
Right? Three months or so. So no Mega Millions jackpot winner. So, yes, I will flush a $20 bill down the turlet. Yeah, it might even be 30 because typically it's $2 and then you buy like the multiplier. So then they they suck you into, buying and spending another dollar per ticket to get the multiplier or whatever the hell, the megaplier, whatever it is. So, hey, just a little programming note. Yes, I will. This is where I will step in. Look, somebody does win it, as we've always discussed on this show. Somebody actually does win at some point. It just will not be you or me.
Or people we know.
Yeah. Yes, Andrew, our producer, is raising his hand like he's in third grade. Yes.
It doesn't mean you won't win something.
Oh, that's true. I mean, you could win, the couple of bucks or, and that's happened to me. I'll buy, some of these when the jackpots are big, whether it's Powerball or Mega Millions, and I'll win, $8, $12, whatever.
I think the headline of some local sites is that somebody in Florida won $1 million at the last drawing.
Oh, big deal.
I know. Yeah,
Big whoop.
$1 million,
$1 million. You know what? I just pee on that. All right. All right. 6:08 at the MJ Morning Show, just getting rolling. Oh, man, Michelle and I watched a scary movie over the weekend. I highly recommend. This is another great movie for your kids. Oh,
I was just going to say, should we put it on the family movie watch list?
Roxanne, I have the next. And you know what? Some listeners are going to take me seriously and send an email. How dare you? What's the matter with you? What's wrong with you? Do you have mental problems? Why would you? What was the latest movie I recommended you watch with your kids?
The Tomahawk.
Bone,
Bone Tomahawk.
Yeah, there you go.
It's another movie that's a couple of years old that Michelle and I missed, and we watched that last week. And I was joking around. I'm like, hey, Roxanne, when you get the kids home from school today, tell them you're going to do an afternoon after school movie.
Gummy bears, popcorn.
After school special. Mm-hmm. Watch Bone Tomahawk. And I was clearly being facetious because it's a scary movie as well. So we watched another one that, oh my God, Roxanne, this is perfect for the kids. They will be nightmare free for the rest of their lives if they watch this movie.
They'll really never stop sleeping in my bed.
I'll get into that later. Anyway, it's a busy show today. It is 6:09, just getting rolling. MJ Morning Show, back in minutes. It is the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 6:20 Tuesday morning. Yeah, it feels like a Monday, but it is a Tuesday. I mean, it happened to me yesterday. I'm sitting there, and I'm just doing some prep, and for whatever reason, I just got into the mindset that it was Sunday night and tomorrow was Monday because of something on my schedule. Like, no, I'm not doing that tomorrow. I do that on, and even though I knew that I had a 3-day weekend with Labor Day yesterday, it's still for like that split second you kind of got into that little calendar confusion mode. All right, so what's the deal here? I got to take a phone call. Fester and Andrew said, you got to take a phone call from a listener. Fester, go ahead and fill me in.
All right.
I don't really like surprises. I like to be in complete and total and utter control of this program. But
What? Not you.
Yeah.
What a shocker, huh?
Yeah, you're not a big surprise guy.
And I'm supposed to take a phone call here for some reason. Please
Yes.
enlighten me.
You're supposed to take a phone call here for some reason. That's all I got for you. Take the call. Trust.
So you're being as vague as me.
I know the person who's on the other line.
All right, what can I
don't know personally.
Can I address them by name? Can you tell me the name of the person that's calling in?
His name is Phil.
Yeah, just give me a first
All right,
name.
his name is
All
Phil.
right. All right, Phil on line 1. Phil, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning, MJ.
Good morning,
This
Phil.
is Phil Dispenza.
Oh, Phil.
hi,
Yeah.
Phil.
Oh, Phil is a regular.
Hi, Roxanne.
Yeah, Phil, you're a regular emailer.
Yes, and I have a surprise for you. I was doing this all weekend because you read my email on Friday about the Morons Paradise, and Roxanne made a good point because you can't just replace gangster with moron. And though Roxanne's very witty and creative, head lice was definitely not going to work.
No, it
Oh.
wasn't. It just was the first 2 words that came out of my
All right,
mouth.
I'll reset
mouth.
the situation.
Let me.
I think I said hair of lice.
I think I know where this is going, and believe it or not, I have something as well.
A surprise for
Yeah,
you, Phil.
yeah, Phil, I might have a surprise for you. This might be a double reverse whammy jammy. All right, so here's what happened. Last week, I added some new bumper music.
Phil, are you breathing?
Yeah,
heavy?
Phil, you're breathing right into your phone, Phil.
Oh, I am?
Yeah, are you all excited? You it's like you're
I've
hyperventilating.
been, for 4 days, I've been excited.
Okay, yeah. 'Cause-
Okay, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, you're out of breath on the phone. All right, so last week I added a couple of new bumpers to my rejoin bumper music collection, and one of them was just a loop of the intro of Gangsta's Paradise, Coolio. And I just started singing, Morons Paradise, going into Morons in the News. So this was one of the bumpers that played one day last week at about 6:40, which is in just minutes because we have Morons in the News coming up. And I was just singing Morons Paradise. So obviously it gave Phil an idea, but it also gave somebody else an idea. Because I think I even mentioned that I probably should have Magic Mark, our parody guy, maybe do Morons Paradise, little sweeper, little intro for that. And Phil, is that why you're calling?
That's why I'm calling.
So let me guess, Phil, did you do a Morons Paradise?
I did.
And where can I hear this? You going to play it over the phone with your heavy breathing?
Actually, that might have been my fan. I just turned it off.
Okay.
No, Fester said it's all queued up for you to
Yeah,
listen to.
so during the commercial
Oh,
break,
hang on a
I
minute.
talked to Phil. I
Did
figured out.
you loaded on one of my audio pages?
Yeah, Andrew put it on one of your screens there, one of your sound effects screens.
Probably page 16?
I have no idea.
Up here it is. Yeah, page 16.
yeah, I want to get a natural reaction from everybody.
All right,
Okay.
Morons Paradise, Phil's version. And then, guys, I have a surprise for everyone. I've got a Morons Paradise from Magic Mark, our parody guy.
Great. We can get a natural reaction from that one, too.
All right, here we go. This is Phil's Morons Paradise.
Excuses won't suffice. You're a part of Morons Paradise. Arrested once or twice. You have joined the Morons Paradise. Abuse is never nice. You're the king of Morons Paradise. Police will give
Ah, not bad, Phil.
I love everything about it.
I need you to invest about, I don't know, like $2,000 or $3,000 in the higher quality studio recording equipment. But other than that,
Aside from that,
The lyrics are great.
so Phil, how did you record that? With what type? Was that just like in the little laptop speaker on your computer, or what?
No, I actually went to my friend Dave's house. He's got something called Band Garage Band, rather.
Garage Band.
It does sound like
Garage
that.
Band,
No,
yes.
from
It's,
from a technical standpoint, if you could clean that up, I mean, I think you have something there, but it's still a little bit muddy, and the EQ needs some help.
what do you think of the lyrics?
Oh,
MJ?
no,
The
Phil, I like it. I do. I think your lyrics are nice. I think the concept is there. I would just clean it up a little bit technically, is what I'm saying. You understand, right?
Yes.
Phil, I thought the lyrics sucked, Phil.
No,
I knew you would say that.
Abuse is never nice. No,
Fester, come on.
That's how they
Abuse
land.
is never
Give
nice.
You're
Phil a
looking for
break.
rhymes.
Moron paradise.
All right, so this is Magic Mark's version, and it's more of a quickie instead of the lyrics are not as elaborate. It's just more of the hook. So, and you'll hear the quality difference though, because Mark is a professional studio guy and he's got professional equipment, not garage band, whatever. What is it called? Phil?
It's like the Apple music
Right.
editing software,
All right.
GarageBand.
All right, so Phil, here, listen to Magic Mark's little intro.
Been spending most their lives living in a moron's paradise. Been spending most their lives living in a moron's paradise.
All right, so that's just a quickie, just repeating the hook, whereas Phil's lyrics, are more extensive. Phil, listen, I think you've done a very, very nice job.
Storytelling, Phil. I like it.
Excellent.
Well, the thing is my lyrics tied in with exactly what morons are. So,
Yeah.
they always give excuses. They're always getting arrested. They're always doing domestic abuse. And then, of course, Chad Chronister or the other one,
Grady Judd?
Grady Judd. They're
Yeah.
always giving advice on how to be not to be a moron.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
thought it was perfect.
Exactly.
Picks up on
All
that.
right, here's Phil's version again.
Excuses won't suffice. You're a part of moron's paradise. Arrested once or twice. You have joined the moron's paradise. Abuse is never nice. You're the king of moron's paradise. Police will give advice to avoid the moron's paradise.
All right, and then here's Magic Mark.
Been spending most their lives living in a moron's paradise. Been spending most their lives living in a moron's paradise.
Listen, any way you slice it, when a listener calls the program and has recorded material where they put effort into it,
That's awesome.
I'm very appreciative.
That's engagement.
It is. That's commitment to the program. Now, Phil, also, you're not a professional. What do you do for a living?
I'm a professional comic book grader.
Hold on. So you look at Spider-Man #1 and you decide whether it's worth $7 million or only $5.5 million?
No, actually, the company I work for, somebody would submit Spider-Man 1, and we tell the condition, and then they slab it into a protective holder, and then the customers decide how much they want to get for it.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
the marketplace
Interesting.
decides.
Okay.
All right.
Wait a second. So, Phil, you make a living as a professional comic book grader?
Yeah, the company does coins, paper money, it
Oh,
does
wow.
video games, it does VHS. I mean, it's across the board, and they've been in business since the 1980s.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Did you say VHS?
Correct.
Hold on. You're grading the quality of VHS tapes?
In the sealing packages, open, yes. Well, I just do the comic book.
Yeah, yeah.
But
All right.
there's all these different departments.
All right, Phil, is there enough work for you daily on comic book grading?
Oh, nonstop.
Really?
Wow.
And these people go to auction houses or trade shows?
Where do they buy
Yeah,
them?
like the Heritage Auctions is the big one, but yeah, we're represented in each of the big Comic Cons. So like the Tampa Bay Comic Con, we'd have a booth set up where people can submit, and then we'll just take it to our office, and
All
then
right, so
it's
Phil-
graded, and then it's sent
Phil, I imagine that the comic books come from all over the country or all over the world, right?
all over the world. world.
All right. So, where's the office for this, or do they send you the
Sarasota.
what? Oh, it's in Sarasota.
Well, we're in Lakewood Ranch, exactly.
All right. But what I'm saying is that you physically are in front of piles of comic books every day down in Lakewood Ranch.
Yes.
It's incredible.
Is the office your house?
I didn't hear what Festus
Is the
just
office
said.
just your house address? You just open the mailbox and there it is?
No, it
No,
doesn't work that way.
there's an actual office. That's incredible. So when I was a kid, like I'd be at summer camp, and my uncle or my parents, they used to send me this. This is like mid-70s, and I'm like 8, 9 years old, and I remember I used to get like Archie comics and like Richie Rich comics. Are those? Are there any value to those, or no, it's got to be like Superman #1, Spider-Man #1?
Well, condition means everything. So even like more common comic books will have value if it's in near pristine condition.
Wow. All right. Well, listen, stuff that you never really imagined, that Phil's got a full-time gig grading comic books every day. So you're in front of piles. You can't get everything done in a day, right?
Oh, no. I probably average between 100 and 125 books a day.
Oh, my.
And there's several people that look at it, so it's not just one person's
my
opinion on the grade.
There's a team of comic book graders?
It's a collaborative effort.
All right.
I think we have maybe 25 graders right now.
That's
Wow.
incredible.
Hold on, in one office?
Oh, yeah.
That's-
We have the building's pretty large.
It's
And all
nuts.
you do is comic books?
No, I'm sure they do other things as well. They grade all kinds of stuff. They VHS. You probably do like Topps baseball cards and all that crap, right?
Yeah, actually, yeah. So we have a trading card division, too.
Yeah, look at that.
All right.
All right, man, I got to take a break here. But, Phil, thank you for the Morons Paradise. I appreciate your engagement and your commitment to the MJ Morning Show, Phil.
Thank you, Phil.
Yeah,
Well,
nice.
I'll be active, and you'll hear from me again.
Listen,
Okay.
Phil is one of our most active listeners
Right.
online on the fan page. He's very active, very supportive.
Phil, you also did the Fester phone number deal, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. If you heard that, hang on a minute. Before we get to Morons in the News next, Phil also did the Fester, the 310-8444
Yeah.
parody.
Yeah, speaking of that, send me a text later, Phil. We'll talk.
Hey, Phil, thank you, pal.
Okay.
See you, buddy.
Have a great
Look
day,
at that.
guys.
Listen,
I love this guy.
I love that engagement.
I love Phil.
It's really good.
Phenomenal.
I want to hear the Coolio rap with like incorporating. I hit my sister in the face like with a piece of bread or something. Like really pulling
With a
the
piece of
stories.
bread.
That was a great rhyme right there.
No, it
You're-
wasn't a
you're
good rhyme.
You're a natural.
No, but hey, I can whip some out.
All right, we have
don't
Mark's
don't
version.
deny it.
We have Mark, Phil, and now Roxanne's version coming shortly.
No, mine started with hair of light.
6:33
That stunk.
at the MJ Morning Show. Hey, I'm back in minutes early. Morons in the News next. Watch out, folks. The morons are all around us. Morons in the News, a beloved feature here on the MJ Morning Show, 642. And for those that are just tuning in, we just had like a morons paradise off, like a rap off or something. Because Phil, one of our very valued and active listeners, because he emails me quite a bit or sends DMs or comments on my Instagram post. I had a very, very active Instagram weekend, by the way. We'll get into that later on. But Phil heard me make a comment about Gangsta's Paradise because we had that as a rejoin bumper last week. It was one of our new ones. And I was saying, hey, it's Morons Paradise. And Phil, he whipped this together literally, I guess, in his friend's garage.
Excuses won't suffice. You're a part of Morons Paradise. Arrested once or twice. You have joined the Morons Paradise. Abuse is never nice. You're the king of Morons Paradise. Police will give advice to avoid the Morons Paradise.
Listen, I like the lyrics. I think that the effort, the intent is phenomenal. Just from a technical standpoint, just the technical aspects can be cleaned up a little bit because Magic Mark, our parody guy, he did this, which you can hear is just, it's more of a professional studio sound.
Been spending most their lives living in a moron's paradise. Been spending most their lives living in a moron's paradise.
And Mark sent me that over the weekend, and I just got a text from Mark, and Mark says this is great. Mark is fantastic. Mark doesn't look at Phil as a threat.
No.
No, Mark.
Well, he doesn't. Some guy's sitting in his buddy's garage talking into his computer speaker.
Mark just sent me a text. Tell Phil we can get him in the studio and do a studio.
Oh, that'd be great.
Do a studio version of his. So he would have to put down the comic books for a little bit because Mark's studio is in Newport Richie. So Phil would have to drive from Lakewood Ranch up to Newport Richie and do it in the studio professionally. And of course, Phil also recorded this a couple of years ago when Froggy was giving out Fester's cell number and recorded this one here.
Fester, Fester, you are just so rude. You smoke cigars and you love fast food.
By the way, this is 2 minutes long, which I'm not going to play all 2 minutes.
Play all 2 minutes.
You fried a turkey and started a fire.
Ooh, that
Bring it
wasn't
back
good.
to
That-
Turkey Fryer Fire, yeah.
You threw a little person in the clothes dryer.
It takes a little bit to get to the phone number. Here we go.
Faster, I've got your number.
Yep.
I need to text you mine.
Yeah.
Faster, don't change your
All right, here's the hook.
813-310-8444. 813-310-8444.
And of course, Fester's cell number is not a secret.
No, everybody has it.
We've blasted it over the airwaves. Fester gets tons of calls and texts every single day. Fester gets hundreds of texts sometimes during the morning show where people will text Fester on whatever our content might be. So Fester's cell phone number is not a secret, 813-310-8444. That's not a gimmick either, whereas, he's got a gimmick, a phone for the radio bit. No. That's Fester's only phone.
That's the phone.
That is the
That's
phone. If I need to call Fester over the weekend for something or a Tuesday night, 813-310-8444. That's Fester's cell.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll hook Phil up with Magic Mark, and if Phil wants to get up to Newport Richie to record that professionally in Mark's studio, that's fantastic.
That'd be great.
Yeah. All right. Early morons in the news. Man, with a neighbor like this, wow. Of course, it's an alcohol-related incident. Of course, it's a Florida story. A drunken neighbor decided he was just going to fire rounds in his backyard and just starts hitting his neighbor's house with bullets.
You can't do that?
Oh, my God.
Alcohol and guns.
Yeah, suspected drunken neighbor fired bullets into nearby homes. It hit a family's mobile home on Sunday. Apparently, drunk man was aiming for a tree in his own backyard, according to the Volusia County Sheriff's Office in a statement. The family starts hearing, they're hearing gunshots, and they're hearing like the ping, 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 and their mobile home is getting riddled with bullet fire because the drunk dude is not hitting the tree because he's drunk.
He's drunk.
All right. First of all,
can't aim the gun.
also, you don't discharge a firearm, a handgun in your backyard. My God. So the family calls 911 and said, yes, someone's shooting at our trailer. So the cops show up. This was in Evergreen Terrace, which is just north of DeLand.
I've never heard of Evergreen Terrace.
They moved in, evacuated the children and the adults inside. The video taken by the sheriff's office shows 4 bullet holes through a fence and another bullet elsewhere. During the search, authorities discovered the suspect, 38-year-old Alex Kudlak, was the shooter, and he was intoxicated. He claimed he was aiming for his own tree, but obviously he wasn't shooting very straight.
No.
In a moment of clarity, the neighbor, the drunk dude, said to the deputies, "I'm a dumbass."
Yeah?
That's what he told the deputies, quote, "I am a dumbass."
I mean, you can call yourself a dumbass while you're drunk as well.
Listen to this. A deputy can be heard on the body cam saying, at least he was fairly accurate, sort of. Cadillac was arrested outside of his home, charged with shooting into a dwelling, using a firearm while under the influence, also smacked with criminal mischief charges and 2 counts of child endangerment because there were kids inside the trailer that he was hitting instead of his tree.
What's his name again?
Alex Cudlack?
Yeah,
Cadillac?
Alex Cadillac, K-U-D. It's not Cadillac.
It sounds like Cadillac,
no,
right?
it's Cadillac.
Cadillac shooting in the cul-de-sac?
like a cow chewing cud.
Yeah.
Cadillac. Lack of brains.
Yeah, I would say so.
So that's this dude. That's why we call it early morons.
No affiliation with Cudlack Cadillac of Kalamazoo.
No.
Cadillac.
Cudlack Cadillac of Kalamazoo.
Hi, it's Jack Cadillac from Cadillac Cadillac. We've got great deals on Cadillacs all weekend long. Or it could be Cadillac, Michigan. Because there's a
Cudlack
there is.
Cadillac?
in Cadillac.
Yeah.
Cadillac, Cadillac, and Cadillac.
Oof.
I don't know.
Well-
Cadillac's a one-horse town.
You like Kalamazoo
I
better?
don't know. It's a little small town.
One other. What's going on with stuff being left on people's porches? We have another one of these out of Kentucky. Kentucky cops are trying to crack the case of a clearly disturbed man leaving a nasty surprise on the same porch several times last week.
Oh, man.
Yeah, same guy, and the porch video, the Ring doorbell is catching this. Louisville Metro Police said they received multiple reports about a so-called porch pooper. What's better, a porch pirate or a porch pooper? What would you rather have?
I'd rather my stuff be stolen, honestly.
You would rather have your stuff stolen than somebody pooping on your porch?
100%.
All right. So the porch pooper, whose disgusting activity has gone viral, videos are circulating online, as this guy is going to this porch, and this one porch repeatedly. The unidentified man did his business on the same Louisville, Kentucky porch at least twice in the last week, even peeing on the welcome mat. The homeowner looking at the video says, I have no idea who this guy is. The guy keeps going back to the same house and doing number 1 and number 2 on their porch. Video of the display shows the man wearing a red shirt, dark-colored shorts, socks, without shoes. Oh, so he's barefoot. So he doesn't have shoes, not bare. He's got socks on, but no shoes.
That's the wrong place to wear socks.
He's shoeless. Unbelievable.
He's like a cat. Cats like peeing in the same place over and over. He keeps going back to the same place, the same mat.
He runs up the steps in confidence in both videos and then does his business on the porch. The rogue pooper first did it last Monday. And then he's been back several times since, according to TV station WAVE. Fester's got the video from the TV station. Go and roll it.
WAVE Louisville, where porch poopers come first.
Absolutely.
You probably heard of porch pirates, but what about porch poopers? Don't know any other way to say it. Right now, LMPD is looking for a man who has been using the bathroom on Louisville homeowner's porch all week long. Porch Alice tracked down the homeowner and spoke with him about being targeted by a porch pooper. Listen, a warning. While we won't show you everything, okay, we won't show you everything. Some may be grossed out by this video.
Here's the guy walking
It
up.
all started with this. Sunday night, a young man in a red shirt walks up to one Louisville home well after midnight and begins peering inside. The homeowners have no clue. After a few seconds, the man runs away in his socks and disappears into the night.
Right.
But the next night, he returns and leaves a horrific surprise.
Tuesday morning, I went out to my front porch and noticed this, what I thought was a cat poop.
The homeowner, who wishes to remain anonymous but who we'll refer to as Jim, then checked his doorbell camera and realized it was no cat at all.
And it turned out to be a person. And not only did he defecate, but he also urinated on our welcome mat.
So you can see him stooping over. He's squatting for number 2. Then you can see him like standing up like he's at a urinal doing it on their welcome mat. Anyway, they're trying to figure out who the porch pooper is, and that's why we call it Morons in the News.
Been spending most their lives living in a moron's paradise.
Oh, yeah.
Been spending most their lives living in a moron's paradise.
You just hope that there aren't a bunch of copycats on this. All right, 7 o'clock hour starts next, including our hour and 25 minutes. Hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. It turns out to be usually about an hour and 25 minutes. You get bonus minutes with no music, no commercials. Happens about 7:25 every single morning. I have maybe the dumbest story of the last month. I saw something over the weekend, and I'm like, oh my, this is literally the dumbest freaking thing I've ever seen. And I can't imagine that there are any listeners doing this. I'll explain next. Hang on. All that is on the way. A loaded Tuesday show because we got a lot of stuff to cram in. Listen, we weren't here yesterday, and just a lot of stuff to get to this morning here on the MJ Morning Show. The Cake Girl wants to make you... It is 7:03 at the MJ Morning Show. A little perplexed about something. What does it mean when you get an email saying that your payment is late and you got to make a payment right away to avoid service disruption, and you know that you made the payment, your bank shows you made the payment, then you call up the vendor, for lack of a better word, and they say, nope, your account's current. What the hell generated that? They have some kind of they've got an IT problem of sorts, right? Or
yeah.
There's some kind of computer glitch going on, which they probably need to be made aware of that, correct?
Is it a scam?
No, it's not. It's not. It's not a scam. It was official. So here's the deal. This was an official email. Let me find the actual email. I'll tell you who it is.
Who?
It was Spectrum.
Ooh.
Yeah, Spectrum Cable, and I got. Let me find the actual email. It came in on September 1, and they're alerting me that my here we go. Spectrum action required. Make payment today, and it appears to be a Spectrum email. Now, I need to, do I have the time to do this?
No.
I don't. But it looks like the email is from other, or the email's the same as other emails that I've gotten. However, I guess you can't rule out a scam. So you want to be careful of any type of a scam. And you don't want to, if you suspect that something's odd, don't act only on the email. Make a phone call. Because, listen, I've gotten tons of, phishing and scam deals. Let me see. Oh, Did you know my Grow Financial account is overdrawn and I have to act immediately?
Oh,
Oh, no.
Yes. There's only one problem.
You don't have a grow.
I've never been a Grow customer. Yeah, I got a text on that. Hang on a minute. Let me find that text. There's all kinds of phishing crap going on. And again, the email that I got from Spectrum appears to be a real email, but they can also spoof the email accounts in some cases.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to dig even deeper to see if it's, let me see if I can find, oh, here it is. I got a text from a 220 area code. I don't even know where that is. Where the hell's 220?
220.
Yeah. Is that even an area code? So I get a text from
Ohio.
Is that what it is? From 220-201-9462, I got this text, and it said, Grow FCU, which is Federal Credit Union. Grow, right.
Or a person trying to insult you who's not really good at letters.
Grow FCU, direct deposit into Grow checking 0015 has failed on 8/29. To retry, navigate here. And there's a link. Oh, look, a convenient link for me to click on my texts or visit the nearest branch. Oh, so they're trying to make me feel more comfortable by saying click here or visit the nearest branch. They're giving me a little exit ramp in case I don't want to click on their. This is clearly fraudulent. I don't have a Grow Financial account, and they know that. What happens here with these scammers is on occasion over the years, have I gotten a phishing text when it was actually coincidental that they were mentioning my actual financial institution or one of them? Yes. So it doesn't happen often. A lot of times you get Wells Fargo, you get Bank of America, and these scammers, they play a numbers game, and they're just sending out just hundreds of thousands of these erroneous scamming, phishing texts because, well, I say to myself, I don't have a Bank of America account. I don't have a Wells Fargo account. I don't have a Grow Financial account. But a couple of times over the years, they have gotten one of the institutions that I've used, and I knew right away that it was a scam. So the Spectrum email that I got, which I have a specific email address for my business or like bills.
Okay.
I have a specific email address that I utilize for business and bills in regard to our house. Not like my side businesses per se, but like all my utilities, anything where I have an account, I have a special email address set up so it doesn't jam up and clutter my regular email. And it's not a very well-traveled email address. It's, just very
specific.
There's probably a couple of dozen things that go into that email over the course of the year. So the chances of it being a well-known email address that is a subject of spammers and scammers, it seems the odds are a little more reduced.
Is that the one it came to?
Yeah. So the Spectrum email went into that, and I have to do a little further research, but from what I detected, it looks like it's from an official Spectrum email address, but it might not be. It might be some kind of spoofing scam or whatever. And then I called Spectrum just to be sure, and they said, nope, your payment was made. I said, yeah, I know, because I'm looking at my bill pay online. My bank confirms that the payment was made. But again, you never click on the links. If you suspect anything, make the phone call to the legitimate phone number of the institution or the biller or the vendor, whatever.
Somebody's going to lose their job this morning at Spammer Central.
Yeah.
We didn't get the MJ account again. Boss, I got to tell you, I failed again this quarter. I couldn't rook MJ in to click on the link.
MJ's
He's too smart for us.
MJ didn't fall for it again.
Foiled again.
Yeah,
We even
whatever.
told him to go into the local branch.
Yeah.
Didn't fall for it.
Yeah, I sent a note to you know what? I'm gonna call Kirby quickly, man. Kirby is the cake girl's husband. And Michelle and I went out to dinner with the cake girl and Christina and Kirby, her husband, on Sunday night. We went to Flamestone out near your neck of the woods.
Yeah, I love Limestone.
Yeah,
Mike and everybody there, they're great.
We had dinner at Flamestone, out in, what is that, Oldsmar area, right?
Yep, Oldsmar.
Yeah, so that's Tampa Road, right?
You're on Tampa Road, so it's Hillsborough,
Yeah.
and then you cross over Racetrack Road, and it turns into Tampa Road.
Yeah, I love it. So you go into Pinellas, and it becomes Tampa Road.
Yeah, it's ironic.
So it's not Tampa Road in Hillsborough.
No.
It's Tampa Road in Pinellas.
I
Anyway,
guess, though, if you're driving that road out of Pinellas, it's the road to Tampa, right?
So let me call Kirby because dinner was great.
Oh, yeah.
It was after dinner, we're driving home, and we happened to be next to them on Hillsborough. We're heading east on. Let me just get them on the phone.
Are they driving the Cake Girl van?
It's a big, giant, rolling birthday cake on wheels.
Is that what they're driving?
Yeah, that's what.
And it's so awkward when you leave someone, you're like, okay, bye, see you later. And then you see them again on the road. Do you wave at the light? Hi again.
I always wait for people to leave. All right.
All right, we saw, both of us, the closest call that I've seen in a long time as far as, hey, Kirby, MJ, Fester, Roxanne, MJ Morning Show calling you live. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
By the way, we had an excellent dinner with you and Christina at the Flamestone location over on Tampa Road. So thanks for joining us.
No, it was delicious. Had a great time.
Yep. Hey, so we both saw the same thing because we were right next to each other on Hillsborough. We're traveling eastbound, and this is probably a half mile or so before you get to Memorial and Sheldon Road, right? You got the Publix, you got the Home Depot over there. Kirby, did you see that maniac and how close that was?
Yeah, I looked out my rearview mirror. The next thing I know, I see a guy swerving from almost hitting you.
Yep.
Then the next thing you know, there's a car in the center lane. I'm in the left lane. He almost hits that guy.
Yep.
Goes to the right side, and then immediately jerks it back all the way across traffic into the left lane.
Yep.
And almost, literally maybe inches, from the actual cars.
All right, you're former law enforcement, and, I said to myself when I saw this happen, for whatever reason, I glanced in my side view mirror and I saw this vehicle. Was it a lowered, like a Racer Boy Honda or Acura or Nissan? It was one of those cars, and he had no headlights on. It was already turning dark because it's getting darker earlier now as we get closer to the fall, and it was just unfreaking believable. The speed there was probably 45 miles an hour, and this guy was.
Yeah, I would say so.
Would you say he was traveling 90 at least?
When he came up behind you,
Yeah.
I think he was probably doing 80, 90.
Yep.
And then, he jerked it so fast. I don't know how he didn't hit you or the guy that was directly next to me.
Or how he didn't fishtail and lose it. This guy was threading the needle in traffic at a ridiculous speed, and I was like praying, oh, my God, please let there be a Hillsborough County deputy. Let there be a Hillsborough County deputy. Get this guy's a menace. I don't know whether he was on crystal meth. I don't know what the hell was going on with this guy. But the fact, Kirby, that there was not an accident and that I was not hit at about 90 miles an hour or the cars ahead of me, that was miraculous.
No, it was inches, and and we're not even exaggerating. I know some people say, "Oh, that was a mere miss." This was literally inches. Christina was sitting next to me, and she's like, "I think he's going to hit that car." It was like, it was literally he missed your bumper by probably maybe 6 inches.
Yep.
And probably the guy in front of you. Every car was almost calculated. I don't know if in his maniac mind he was that calculated, but I don't know how you weren't hit or the other cars that he went through. It was just, I don't know.
That was like the closest that I've had in a long time of being in a wreck, and he would have plowed into Michelle and me at going about 90 miles an hour. That would not have been pretty, and certainly the cars in front of us, if they were hit, that would have been a mangled mess at the speed that he was traveling.
Oh, yeah. Well, without the headlights, one guy changes lanes, that could have changed the whole trajectory of that scenario.
So
if I would have just moved over, he would have hit me.
No one, nobody was hit. It was miraculous. The guy had no headlights on and driving and weaving maniacally at crazy speeds. I don't know how there was not an accident. It was absolutely miraculous that it didn't happen. Anyway, Kirby, I wanted to get you on to tell the story because, I mean, you think the guy was on drugs? I mean, with your former law enforcement experience, what would your guess be on some maniac like that on Hillsborough?
I mean, I think he was just a maniac, just like you said. I mean, any drugs would have probably not helped him to be that calculated.
Yeah.
Could he have had a bathroom
it would be a
emergency
good
or something?
Thing to say. Definitely, it seems like he was on something, but I think he was just on the crazy stuff. So,
No, you guys are way off.
No.
Listen, he could have had a bathroom emergency. He could have had fire ants in his car.
Please stop it.
You know,
Trying to get to work on time.
Kirby, by chance, did you have any pastries to be delivered in the back of the van at the time?
If we would have, I would have been more concerned because, geez, if he would have hit that,
Yeah.
I mean, that stuff would have been destroyed.
Yeah.
Before you go, Kirby, I have to ask. I know dinner was wonderful at Flamestone. What did you get for dessert?
Nothing.
We were so filled up. Between the appetizers and the mains, we were so filled up. We none of us had room for dessert.
I could picture Christina getting the colossal carrot cake and going, meh.
I did see a picture of that on the Google reviews, and it did look delicious. But yeah, I didn't get to indulge.
Yeah,
in that.
how do you impress the cake girl with dessert? Anyway, I'm sure that there are plenty of desserts that impress her. Hey, Kirby, I got to run him up against the clock, but thanks for coming on. The guy was a menace to freaking society. I mean, this guy.
Hopefully they get him next time. I know the deputies like to sit out there.
Listen, the guy is going to kill somebody if he continues to drive like that. It was insane, and that was the closest that I've potentially been in a wreck in a long, long time, and that was insanity. Thank you, Kirby. I'll talk to you soon.
You guys have a great day.
You too. Kirby, the husband of the cake girl, and our little incident that we both experienced on Sunday night leaving dinner at Flamestone. Just insane driving. The maniacs out there. 7:17 at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. We start an hour and 20 minutes plus of nonstop MJ next. It is going to be a packed segment, including the dumbest thing that I've seen in a long time. I don't know if this is a gag, a spoof. The story's from the story's from CNN. But I'm still like, come on, this can't be real. People aren't doing this. This is the dumbest freaking thing. Are you doing this? If so, give me your address. I'm going to come smack you in the head. All right. This is ridiculous. And that's among many other things we'll get to next. Oh, the Scary Movie from 2015 or 2014 that Michelle and I watched. I don't know how we didn't know about this. And it came up on a list. And we watched it on Netflix over the weekend. Oh, my God. This thing was fantastic. It was the scariest damn thing I've seen in a long time. Perfect for Roxanne's kids for an after-school movie sometime this week. Can anyone guess what movie it is? Maybe I'll see if anyone can figure it out. All right, hold on. We start the long chunk of the MJ Morning Show uninterrupted next here on Q105. Hey, Under promise, over deliver. That's the motto here on the MJ Morning Show. All right, 7:27 on a pretty busy Tuesday morning. You know, I want to go to phones on something and see if listeners, it'll be very quick. I'm not going to drag it out. I want to get Michelle on the phone here briefly. All right, calling Michelle.
Thank you for calling DVS. Our office is currently closed. Our normal office hours are
What the hell's
She has a new office.
Oh, hang on a second. I hit a 0 instead of hang on a minute. I misdialed. There we go. All right. Let me try it one more time. I don't want Michelle to give out the movie name, and I want to see if any of our listeners can actually figure this out. All right, 7:28 here on a Tuesday morning. Feels like a Monday, but it's a Tuesday.
Hello.
Hey, don't give out the movie name, But a couple of things. The movie we watched on Saturday night that was unbelievably scary.
No, we watched it on Sunday night.
Was it Sunday night? All right, listen, I'm mixed up because of the holiday weekend.
Right.
So it was Sunday night we watched the movie.
Yes.
How did we not know about this thing?
I don't know. Can't know everything all the time.
How the hell did that slip under the radar?
We were busy. What can I say?
And you know what? The other one that we watched last week, we watched Bone Tomahawk, and that's another one that we missed that one as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how we missed it. All right, Michelle.
Yes.
You were clutching me and grabbing me, and you're like, oh, my God, I'm going to have nightmares. I'm going to have nightmares. I mean, I don't scare easy. And listen.
Can you stop talking about it, though? Because you're going to make me have nightmares now.
No.
Yeah, when Michelle falls back asleep in a few minutes. All right, so how did we? I found it.
It's on a list.
Yeah, it was on a list. Like, I'll just do searches.
Serious movies.
Yeah, I'll do searches for great movies that are streaming right now. Anyway, this turned up, and it is on Netflix now. But the story that I found was that this is a rare occurrence, or it doesn't happen often, where this particular movie is streaming, but it happens to be on Netflix right now. And I'm like, oh, man, this looks good. So we watch it, and I'm like, oh, my God. I mean, talk about a movie that over-delivered on expectations and was just well done and really freaking scary. With just those clues, and I'll tell you right now, the movie's 10 years old. The movie came out in 2014. And, adding even greater, head-scratching that how did we not know about this movie? And I highly recommend it. If you want the bejesus scared out of you, watch this movie. If you want to scare the crap out of your kids, Roxanne, play this for your 5 and 7-year-old. They will have nightmares until they're in their 50s.
Yeah, when they're in trouble, I'll say, that's it. We're going to watch MJ's movie list.
Yeah, I had no idea you guys were into such horror movies.
Well, we're into all kinds of movies. We're into, you name it, we'll watch it. Michelle and I are just...
No, that's not true.
What do you mean? Well, what's not true?
What don't you like to watch, Michelle?
No, he does not like to watch science fiction movies, or sometimes I'll recommend movies. I recommended like 3 movies before that one, and you nixed it. No.
Well,
does he like a good rom-com?
I'm not a...
No, he's not really a rom-com.
I didn't see you as that guy either.
Listen, we like all kinds of movies.
No, you don't. Why?
He lies.
I'm a little less active in certain genres, but still, I watch both of the new Dunes with you and Julian.
Oh my gosh, it was like we had to strap you down, like you were going on a roller coaster to watch them.
And I found attributes in the movies that
the cinematography
that I liked.
Oh God!
But you were like, oh, there's no dialogue. It's so slow. There's a lot of sand.
All right. I want to go to phones here quickly, and I'm only going to take a couple of calls on this. Does anyone know the movie that doesn't stream often? Because the article I found said that this is a rare occurrence, that the movie's actually streaming. It doesn't happen very often. What movie is streaming right now on Netflix that's from 2014 that will scare the living crap out of you? If anyone knows, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. And I'm going to tell you right now that I recommend this movie.
All right.
It was well done, and it is scary. I'm not saying like I was hiding, I was under the covers, and I couldn't go on and I couldn't sleep. No, listen, it's relative. All right.
Well, nothing ever affects you like that.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let me go to phones here. Phones are ringing.
All right, I got to go make a lunch.
Oh, all right, goodbye.
Okay,
Go make a lunch for your adult daughter.
Yeah, Chloe is 23, and Michelle's packing her lunch for work like she's in second grade. All right, let me grab Tammy in Tampa. I'm only going to take a couple of guesses on this, and then I'm going to move on. And, folks, if you have Netflix, you're going to want to rush and watch this thing before it disappears, because apparently it doesn't stream very often. Tammy in Tampa, what movie am I referring to?
The Deliverance.
What is it?
The Deliverance.
Hold on a minute. You mean Deliverance as in the mutants in
No, The Deliverance.
Nope, it is not The Deliverance. I'm not familiar with that one either.
Well, watch it.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Okay.
It's a true story, too.
Andrew said that you said It Delivers, that you said that first.
Was it the black family that had the ghost? Is that what you're talking about?
No. What Andrew said that when you first called up, you said the name of the movie was It Delivers.
The Deliverance is what I said.
Okay, Andrew, then you must have misheard her. But I'll put
is
that.
it Deliverance?
That's not the movie, but thanks for trying. Okay.
Thank you.
Were they both wrong? Is it Delivers?
It's neither.
Okay, I don't know.
It's neither.
I'm not digging this horror genre.
800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. I'm only going to take another call or two here because I don't want to drag this out. Let me try Jesus. Jesus, do you know the movie that scared the crap out of us on Sunday night?
Well, MJ, they don't make good scary movies anymore. But I was going to say what the last caller said. What is it? Deliverance, about the black family up in Pennsylvania.
So, MJ, don't confuse Deliverance with the old Burt Reynolds movie.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
With the squealing pig and the dueling banjos.
And Ned Beatty and come on, boss, squeal. Come on, boss, squeal.
Right. So,
no, it's not that one. That's just Deliverance with the banjos and down, dueling banjos.
There's a movie called The Deliverance.
All right.
That's also on Netflix right now that they're all referring to. That's a 2024 movie. That's a brand new movie.
Yeah, that's new. No, I said 2014. This movie's 10 years old. Listen, I'm just going to give it out. Hey, Jesus, thanks for calling, buddy.
Yep.
All right, the movie is... Hold on, Andrew, do you know what it is?
It Follows?
No, it's not It Follows. No.
Not It Follows, not It Delivers.
The movie is The Babadook.
Never even heard of that movie.
Well, hello. Either did we until we saw this thing on Sunday night.
Never even heard that combination of letters. What does that mean?
The Babadook.
Huh.
Not Baba Booey.
Right?
It's the Babadook. Babadook. Has anybody seen this movie? Let me try and grab a couple of calls now. Has anyone seen The Babadook? I'm telling you right now, this is filmmaking. This was very, and this kid is like 6 years old. The kid in the movie, it's like, how did they get this kid to do this stuff at 6 years old? It's an Australian movie. And this thing is like a horror masterpiece. It involves a scary pop-up book and just the whole design of this thing. Are Michelle and I the only people on the planet that's seen the Babadook now?
I mean, maybe Netflix only has the two of you as the only registered viewers.
The movie has been out since 2014. It doesn't stream very often. And I'm going to tell you right now, watch this thing if you have Netflix. The Babadook, Babadook, and then send me an email at mj@mjmorningshow.com or send me a direct message at Certified MJ Radio. Once you watch this movie, you're going to be... All right, phones are ringing here. Hang on, let me get me... Hey, Andrew.
I saw Marmaduke. That's it, though.
Yeah, much different. Much different movie.
Very different.
All right, put some calls on hold. Crystal in Tampa. Crystal, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning.
Did you watch The Babadook?
I watched it once and I never watched it again.
What did you?
I did not sleep.
Hold on. What did you? Hold on. Say that again. You did not what?
I watched it once and I'll never watch it again. It was so scary.
You were saying that you did not sleep. Is that what you were saying?
I did not sleep, and we have one of those tall dressers, like a wardrobe dresser, and I had to have my husband move that dresser out of our room.
Yeah, there's a scene where there's a wardrobe or a bureau, one of those tall with the big doors, and you had your husband moved it out of your room. You were scared by the dresser?
Yes, I was terrified.
How long ago did you see the movie?
I saw it when it first came out.
In 2014.
Yeah. I can't believe they're still streaming it.
Well, it doesn't stream often. That's the point. It's on Netflix. I found a story that said, hey, it's a rare occasion that this movie is streaming. It's on Netflix right now for a short amount of time. And Again, Crystal, thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
Of course. Have a great day.
All right, let me grab CJ in St. Pete. CJ, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hi.
Yes, CJ.
Hi. So,
Did you
hi,
see
so,
it?
Yeah, I've seen the movie before. Like I've seen it a couple times, and I love horror movies and thriller and all that stuff. So I love it. Like it's really great.
Yeah, scary movie though, right?
Yeah, it's a scary movie. It's where this little kid like sees like.
Yeah, yeah. Don't give too much away. Let people watch it, okay?
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right.
But yeah, no, it's really scary. Like for me, it's not really that scary because like again, I love horror movies, but for other people, I've heard it's been like the most scariest thing they've ever seen.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like,
It'll haunt some people's dreams for a little bit if you watch this. Thanks for the call, CJ. Look, all women are calling in. No guys, all women on this. Pam in Sarasota. Pam, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning. Yeah, Babadook. Oh my God, when we seen it, it was crazy. And that doesn't happen too often.
How long ago did you see it, Pam?
I've seen it, watched it a couple times because I don't know. Our family likes horror movies, and that was like top rated, one of the scariest I've seen ever.
Top-rated horror movie in Pam's house. Thank you, Pam. All right, one more on this, and we're going to move on. Michelle is in St. Pete. Hi, Michelle.
Hi there. Good morning.
Yes.
So, fun fact, I believe there's actually a child cartoon that is similarly named to Babadook. It's Babadook, like you're really enunciating the Duke.
So you're saying he's completely off in his pronunciation?
No. The name of the movie is The Babadook.
Right, but it's the way you're pronouncing it.
Hold on. Hold on. I never said Babadook.
That's what I'm saying. You're supposed to say it as Babadook.
But in the movie, hold on. Have you seen the movie?
I have. I've seen it many a time.
In the movie, hold on. In the movie, Michelle, they don't go Babadook.
Yes.
No, they just say the Babadook.
Okay.
I don't recall them saying the Babadook.
It's all in the pronunciation. It is not very scary. If that scares you, I've got questions for you.
All right, listen. Like I said,
You're a scaredy pants. You're a scaredy pants.
I don't scare. Was I really scared and terrified? And oh my God, I was yelling at the screen. I was pulling the covers over my head. Yes. No, I'm just saying that as far as horror movies go, this was a scary movie. It was well done. Do you agree? It was well written. All right. Do you agree it's a great movie?
It was. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
All right. But again, I've never heard it called in the movie. They don't call it Babadook.
Hello?
Yes, I'm
Hello?
here.
We're
yes.
listening. We're
Hello?
here.
Hello.
We're here.
Hello, we're here.
We're not. She thought we hung up on her.
We didn't.
And then did you hear at the end? She goes,
I know. we were still there. Maybe the Babadook.
It's only two O's. D-O-O-K. Babadook.
Yeah, in the movie, it's the Babadook. Mommy, the Babadook. Mommy, it's the Babadook. They never say Babadook. Anyway, recommendation from the MJ Morning Show. All right, and for me, MJ. All right, so this is bizarre. I've never heard of a bedbug infestation in this. This is crazy. This is out of North Carolina. The kids come off a summer vacation, and I guess this particular school gives the kids Chromebooks. You know, the cheap, the Chromebooks, the Google.
A computer tablet or computer laptop type thing. Yeah.
All right. So this is Durham schools in Durham, North Carolina. The Chromebooks were infested with bed bugs. The kids are bringing home these Chromebooks that the school's passing out, and they're infested with how do bed bugs live in the freaking computers that the kids are bringing home?
Because bed bugs eat dust. Dust is, of course, human skin, mostly.
It's in the computer.
And it's in the computer in the little squares deep down in there.
What happened?
You mean the keys?
Yes, the keys.
The little squares.
Those
you,
little squares.
You mean the keyboard keys?
The squares. But these little squares have letters or pronunciation symbols or on them, and you press them to get them to display on the screen.
Up and down squares.
Yeah, ASDF GHJKL semicolon.
Don't get my QWERTY started. Listen, MJ, what happened is last year they used these Chromebooks, and one kid had bed bugs at his house. One kid had bed bugs, and he brings back the Chromebook for the summer, and all the Chromebooks are stacked up. And from one, it infested all of them. And then they redistribute them to kids this year, and there's plenty of dust in these computers, like Roxanne said, and every kid brought it home.
Parents of some Durham students say bed bugs are showing up inside their kids' laptops, according to an email from Riverside High School principal Gloria Woods. Bed bugs were discovered in Google Chromebooks that were stored in the school's media center over the summer. A spokesperson for Durham Public Schools said the laptops were issued during freshman orientation before classes began on August 26th. Now the school is asking for the newly issued laptops to be returned and encouraging families to have their homes inspected for bed bugs.
Return the Chromebook so we can have it fumigated? What are they going to do?
Can you imagine the last thing you'd expect is your home gets a bed bug infestation from your kid's laptop that the school handed out? Oh, my God.
Think about it. If they used these laptops last year, these one filthy house kid brings it back all commungulated with bed bugs and had all summer to spread.
That's unbelievable. All right, in just a minute, I'm going to get to the dumbest freaking story I've seen in a long time. This pegs the dumb-o-meter, and I can't believe people are actually doing this. If this weren't a CNN story, I'm like, come on. Even then, I'm still doubting whether it's real. All right, hold on. I'll get to that in just a second. Two things. I saw that some, I guess, data analysis after 1 million game simulations, the Buccaneers are pegged to have only 8 wins this season.
Yeah, did you saw that?
Yes, I saw this. 1 million game simulations were run, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are only supposed to have 8 wins this season, according to the simulation.
Okay, whatever, guys. I mean, last year they were saying the Bucs were going to win 2 games, and they went deep into the playoffs.
Yeah, but that was people saying that. This is a simulation. This is AI essentially.
The
saying
Bucs are I'll give you some. Analytics expert Cynthia Freyland took data from the past 12 NFL campaigns to create historical references for personal schemes, matchups.
Cynthia's a robot.
Yeah. Personnel, I said personal. Referencing personnel, schemes, matchups, identifying factors. Anyway, there's all kinds of hocus pocus that goes into this thing. And they did simulations on the season to produce a ceiling, floor, and projected win total for all 32 NFL teams.
Okay.
And from that, the Bucs are an 8-win team. 8.0, exactly 8.0 to be exact. She reports that Tampa Bay's floor is 5.9 wins. The ceiling is 10.6, while the sportsbook over-under is 7.5. So the overall number is 8 wins for the Bucs. This is the NFL on the MJ Morning Show. If the Bucs are an 8-win team, that barely puts them in the playoffs, maybe, or...
No,
maybe not.
Not in the
8 wins is below 500 now that they have 17 games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They wouldn't even make the playoffs with that, or certainly they wouldn't even be a Super Bowl contender.
This simulation is predicting that the Falcons will be the division winner with 10.1 wins.
Yeah. So the Falcons ahead of the Bucs in the division. So anyway, just remember that. Let's see if this simulation and over 1 million game simulations run, and the Buccaneers are only supposed to have 8 wins this season, because now it's what, 17 games?
Yes.
17 games.
So who does Cynthia Freeland or Freeman or whatever her name is?
It's Freeland.
Whatevs. Who does she predict to win the Super Bowl?
We don't know. We just know who she predicts to win.
She has 1 million simulations and she doesn't have a Super Bowl prediction?
I do not see a Super Bowl prediction in here.
This is junk
She's
science.
just focused on the NFL South.
Oh, and speaking of the NFL, I ran into a guy in my neighborhood, and I know who he is. He knows who I am, and we talk, and we run into each other occasionally. He's a runner. I do my my heavy weighted vest walking in the neighborhood. I ran into him on Sunday. I was doing a 5-miler. I was just wrapping up a 5-mile walk on Sunday morning with my 20-pound weighted vest, and I ran into him. And he's like, hey, man, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. Hey. And he just volunteered. Hey, I'm trying to burn off some of this weight I gained drinking all that beer over in Ireland. I'm like, what? He was in Ireland for 2 weeks. Do you know why he was in Ireland?
Yeah.
Why do you think he was in Ireland?
A bunch of people, especially from the Tampa Bay
Yeah,
area.
well, okay, keep
recently
going.
in
Yeah,
Ireland
yes,
for the Georgia Tech. Which one of us is going to say it?
Let's say it at the same time. You say
let's
Georgia
not.
Tech and I'll say
No,
FSU.
so it's last week, was week 0, Georgia Tech and Florida State had their football game, at which they got upset horribly.
Yes, that is correct. So the guy in my neighborhood was at the FSU game in Ireland. It was in Dublin, right?
Yeah. So last night, in case you're wondering, MJ, Florida State got their ass beat a second time.
Oh, man, really?
Boston College. It was the Monday night Labor Day game.
What's going on with FSU?
No NFL football yet.
What's going on with the Knowles, man?
In Tallahassee, Boston College came in and kicked Florida State's ass.
All right, listen to this. So this guy in my neighborhood was over in Ireland for 2 weeks, went to the FSU game, because I think he's got the kid there, and they decided to make a vacation out of it. Guess what he told me? He was on the flight from Boston to Dublin on Delta, where the former Buccaneer peed on the woman in the business class section on the airplane. Remember the guy whose name we barely knew?
Cheerios.
Gosder Cherilus.
Yeah.
He was in the business. He saw it happen. He's telling me the whole story. Here's the original story. A former NFL player was arrested on a Delta Airlines flight from Boston to Dublin and after being accused of urinating on another passenger. Delta Airlines flight 154 was headed from Dublin to Boston early Sunday. This is already a couple of weeks ago, when it was diverted and forced to return to Logan International Airport because of an unruly passenger who urinated on another passenger on board, according to the Massachusetts State Police. Yeah, police said troopers boarded the aircraft at around 2 a.m. on Sunday. This is, again, 2 weeks ago, and commanded the player to leave the plane, but he became irate and uncooperative. Eventually, they escorted him to the jet bridge and arrested him. The passenger was identified by police as Gosder Cherilus, 40, of Wakefield, Massachusetts. This dude is a former Tampa Bay Buccaneer for a couple of seasons. When did he last play with the Buccaneers?
He played like in the teens or something. He played when like the uniforms looked like alarm clock numbers.
Oh, yeah.
But
this is a big dude. This dude is 6'7".
He's enormous. He's an enormous man.
He was, offensive tackle?
316 pounds,
Yeah.
6'7".
And he apparently was so ass blast drunk that he stood up and peed on a woman when she was seated in her Delta One seat up in the front of the airplane. And the guy in my neighborhood was like 2 rows back and watched this happen. And the whole flight got diverted. They got delayed by hours and hours because they were over the Atlantic. They had to turn around and go back to Boston.
That's awesome.
Crazy.
Oh, my God.
You just said you called him an offensive tackle. You said offensive tackle.
yeah.
And in my head, I'm like, no, it's really offensive tackle. But he was an offensive tackle. And then he offensively urinated on someone.
Okay,
So I think it's
tomato,
both accurate.
tomato, whatever.
He was an offensive whizzer
He
to
did
that
some-
lady.
He did something very, very offensive. But this guy in my neighborhood was like, I watched this in total disbelief. He rolled video too.
Oh, he has a video of it?
Of the state police coming on the plane in Boston and taking him off. But
he has video of the second part of the incident.
Yeah, he doesn't have video of.
Oh, man.
Because he said that the football player's back was turned to him, and then obviously found out just after it happened that he was peeing on the other passenger in the Delta Airlines first class cabin. Like,
So he played for the Bucks during the 15 and 16 campaign.
right. So Gosner Cherelis, he's pleaded not guilty to charges of disorderly conduct, disturbing a flight crew, resisting arrest. This is a big dude. Oh, additional piece of information. I guess it was discussed that many passengers in the first class cabin, they saw him in the Delta Lounge at Boston Logan, and he was just ripping them back. Just boom, boom. He apparently got ass blast drunk in the Delta Lounge prior to even getting on the airplane. So
Probably doesn't like to fly.
that's what happens when you get all drunk. You might find yourself urinating on a fellow passenger. But he's telling me that I'm walking fast. He's like, jogging next to me. He's like, yeah, man. Yeah, just trying to work some of his weight off. Went to Ireland. Hey, I was on that flight where the former Buccaneer peed on the woman.
So I just went to his Wikipedia, and it, of course, has been updated. But he says he took a sleeping medication, which he normally does not use, which resulted in the behavior and is not representative of his character.
I bet.
Well, he might have taken some type of, but also this guy told me that apparently he was putting him back in the Delta Lounge as well.
Between the booze and the sleeping medication, that's not a good combination.
Wow. All right. The dumbest thing that I've seen in a long time. We're going to phones on this. I can't believe I'm expecting the phones to be like a ghost town. When I ask this question, I can't even imagine for a minute that anybody listening actually does this. I mean, I was almost like yelling at my computer screen when I saw this on CNN.com. Fake news! Fake news! Fake. And nothing to do with politics, nothing. No. Roxanne, have you heard of refrigerator decorating?
Oh, I have. This is the dumbest thing ever.
Right, so you agree?
Oh, yeah. This is ridiculous. This is like, I have a theory about this.
How do you know about refrigerator decorating?
I read about it.
When?
A couple weeks ago.
So why didn't you bring this to the show?
Because I knew you'd think it was stupid. I knew you would think it was dumb.
Oh, my God. Listen to this. CNN headline. I saw this over the weekend. Decorating the inside of your fridge with picture frames and flowers.
Yeah.
People are putting like at the office, you'll have a picture of your kids and the family and maybe some vacation photos, behind you in little frames. Or, when the president delivers like an Oval Office address, like the credenza behind the Resolute desk has it doesn't matter who the president, whether it was, Bush, whether it was Clinton, Trump, Obama, Biden.
Okay. The term is fridgecaping.
All right. Fridgecaping, refrigerator decorating. These people are putting little mini flower bouquets and pictures of their family inside the fridge. You open up the fridge door, you've got the strawberries, you get the leftover meatloaf, and then you've got pictures and picture frames inside the fridge. I'm like, this is the dumbest freaking thing I've ever seen in my life.
I have a sad theory about this.
Oh my
What's that?
God, fridge.
It's because people can't afford to buy groceries
and
have a full grocery.
No.
And have it, tons of food in there. So it's like we have to be economical.
Well, look, I'm looking at a couple of examples. They're using some pretty fancy looking stuff in here.
Look, it's like they have little mini vases or vases with little flower arrangements and then pictures. Some people are putting little Hummel figurines, little bric-a-brac crap. People are decorating the shelves inside the refrigerator, and the food is interwoven. Oh, look, there's a Yoplait yogurt right next to a little baby picture of little Lisa, whatever. All right, I want to watch the phones not ring. I want to watch the phones as a desolate wasteland of non-ringing, because I can't believe there is anybody listening.
Oh, these are beautiful. I typed in fridgecaping into Google, and then I typed in images. Look at these. Look at this beautiful ceramic picture here.
How was I made aware of this for the first time over the weekend by stumbling across this story?
Who wants to be distracted? How were you made aware of this? Is that what you said?
You saw it on CNN.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
How was I only made aware of this over the weekend when I stumbled across this on the CNN website?
Because nobody does it in real life.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. And you know what? The last thing you want when you go to your fridge is a bunch of clutter. I just want to see what food is fresh and available.
The fridge is jammed up enough with food and stuff. Who's got space to put little knickknacks and little figurines and picture frames and little flower bouquets in little mini vases? I can't believe that anybody listening does this.
Would the flowers keep longer in the fridge?
I'm going to give out the phone number right now. Tell me you don't do this. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Tell me that you don't do this. Or if you do, call us up. And I'm hoping the phones don't ring. Have you ever gone to a friend's house? Have you ever been somewhere where you open the fridge and you're like, what is going on here with like pictures of the family inside the fridge?
Crazy.
I mean, the fruit is already, taken out of its carton and it's in like, bowls, nice ceramic bowls. There's a flower bouquet in some of them. All the eggs are laid out like in little...
There are different levels of fridgescaping. So, Fessa, what you're referring to is that people will take foods out of the actual like supermarket containers or the manufacturer's containers, and they'll put stuff into all kinds of beautiful decorative bowls. That's one form.
Look at this one with a picture of a man right in the middle.
Yeah, there's like a decorative, like a gold picture frame with all kinds of frilly stuff, and it's like an oval picture frame, and there's a picture inside the fridge. So there are different levels of fridgescaping where some people, they take everything out of the original packaging and put it into some kind of like decorative ceramic bowl. But then you have the people that will do that, but then have pictures and flower bouquets. This is the dopiest thing I've ever seen. Tell me you don't do this. Or call up and tell us that you do. All right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Tell me, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. All right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Let me grab Michael in Largo. Michael, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, MJ, how are you?
Doing well. Go ahead.
Hey, I've never heard about this thing, but I think it could be useful, especially, for your wife, Michelle. She can put a picture with her. Don't you even think about face on it next to her leftovers.
Oh,
Michael, that's a
there
great
you
idea.
go. Michael, now you're thinking.
So you've heard on occasion that Michelle has excoriated me on the show for she has some leftovers and she's like dead set on it. She goes to the fridge. She's all pumped and juiced up to get some leftovers, and I shoved it down my face.
Yep, next time you're going to see her picture next to those leftovers.
Like a finger pointing at me, like, don't you touch it.
Absolutely.
That's like a customized version of fridgescaping.
Yep.
That's a very good idea, Michael. Thank you very much.
No problem. Have a great day. I love you guys.
You too. Thank you.
You too.
Appreciate you
I'm
listening.
watching a video on social media of just this person going through there. They put like the milks in fancy jars. It looks like, wow, it's really very ornate.
Hey, let me grab line 5.
I wouldn't want to eat any of this stuff.
Lindsay and Sefner. Lindsay, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, MJ, how are you?
We're great. Are you a fridgescaper?
No, sir, I'm not. Well, from time to time, I will take things out of their cartons and put them in containers if it's easier, like, salad and stuff. I don't fridgescape, but here's the thing. This world has become so nasty and so mean and so hard that if you can find something that brings you joy, even if it's putting picture frames in your fridge, I say go for it. I say smile. I say do what makes you happy, because I'm so done with the hatred and this stuff. So let's just have fun. That's my 2 cents.
You know what? That's like a glass half full versus half empty analysis.
That's like a Pauly
I
Shore
have
message.
to try. I have to try it.
You have
I have
to
to
try.
have something.
Yep, there you go.
Can you acknowledge that it brings some people joy and it's weird?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, we're on the same page.
Good. Then we can
Well,
agree
it's
to agree.
okay.
Good.
Yeah, it's okay with me if you do it. I won't be participating, but that's okay.
Hey, listen, thank you for calling up and, giving us a little different view of this, even though it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. But
I agree with you, but it brings so much joy, and that has to be the bigger picture.
I mean, think about when you have this refrigerator. If you're prideful of it, you open it up. Think of the feeling that some person might get from it.
Yep.
That just changes their whole day.
Yep. Hey, thanks
And
for
that's all
phone.
that matters.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Thanks, MJ.
Have a
Take
great
care.
day. Bye-bye.
You too, sir. Bye.
All right. So, a couple of days ago, I'm watching just an episode of Cops.
Yeah.
On Pluto TV.
They run them nonstop.
Well, they've got a channel that just streams them, or on demand, they've got like 14 seasons of Cops and like 32 episodes each. So every once in a while, I'll go to Pluto TV and I'll put on an old Cops episode. I pulled the best audio bite, which I know we're going to get a lot of use on. This could be a regular soundbite here on the MJ Morning Show. Listen to this. This neighbor is having a dispute with another neighbor, and then the cops are interviewing each side to see what's going on. And listen to what one of the neighbors said about one of the other neighbors causing the dispute, allegedly. You ready?
Ready.
I love this audio bite.
You are a pill-popping bitch.
Is that not a great? Listen how clean that is.
Says it all.
Yes, Fester.
Isn't that great?
That is fantastic.
You are a pill-popping bitch.
It's a very short insult. I thought it was going to be like a whole long tirade.
No, I don't want a long time. This is perfect. Like if Roxanne brings something dopey to the show.
You're going to call her a pill popper?
You are a pill-popping bitch.
I don't bring anything dopey. Play it for yourself.
We have an update. Are you ready?
Yeah.
We have an update on the drunk Naples mayor.
Was she a pill popping bitch? Is that what happened?
Yeah. For the Naples mayor?
You are a pill-popping bitch.
No allegations of pills, but allegations of glug.
Oh, yeah.
If you heard this last week on the MJ Morning Show, you have a little bit of a background. The mayor of Naples.
What was her name? Like Teresa something?
Yeah, I got the whole thing here. Teresa Heitman. Yeah. The Naples mayor, a couple hours south of us, the hoity-toity enclave of Naples. You know, some of their zip codes among the richest zip codes in America, like, Port Royal, homes there going for, $25, $35, $50 million. Port Royal, really hoity-toity, fancy. Some great restaurants down in Naples. The mayor was busted for drunk driving. There's dash cam video, there's body cam videos, all kinds of stuff on her. But guess what? The 911 call came out. And this is amazing. I don't want to spoil it. Let me just play the audio here, and I want you to hear. I've got like 3 different chunks of audio. This is the 911 call. This is the couple that were driving, and they say the mayor followed them to their house and got out of the car and started yelling at them. But listen to this.
911, what is the emergency?
Yeah, I think the mayor is drunk, and she just literally up, and she just drove over our mailbox.
What is? Oh, listen, I don't want to laugh. This
is not funny.
There's nothing funny about drunk driving.
No.
It is. It's obviously destructive. People are maimed and injured and killed from drunk drivers. There's nothing funny about this.
And as a past victim, there's nothing funny about hitting mailboxes either, because replacing them's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it is. His delivery is funny.
But wait a minute.
I think the mayor is following.
But then you hear the car revving. Did you hear the end? Listen carefully. You'll hear vroom, vroom, vroom. And the car revs, and you could hear the mayor running over their mailbox.
911, what is the emergency?
Yeah, I think the mayor is drunk, and she just literally up, and she just drove over our mailbox.
The mayor did?
I don't know. She's claiming to be the mayor. I don't know who she is.
She just drove over the mailbox.
Drove over the mailbox.
And she was literally almost running into my Jeep and followed me home. And now she's standing outside talking to me face to face, Seems intoxicated.
Oh, my God. The mayor just ran over our mailbox. Wow. And then I've got some of the audio from the body cam footage from the cops. Can you imagine? You've got the mayor of the town being arrested by the police department that technically she's over, right? But listen, this demonstrates that nobody should be above the law. All right, so here's the dude again.
And she was literally almost running into my Jeep and followed me home.
All right, so the mayor almost runs into their vehicle, follows them home, runs over their mailbox.
And now she's standing outside talking to me face to face. Seems intoxicated.
All right, so clearly, you know, she's so the guy was able to determine that she's intoxicated. She's probably wobbling and falling over and slurring her speech and everything.
I'm not. You're slurring your words a little bit here.
All right, this is the police body cam footage. So you can even hear her. She's like, and the cop says you're slurring your words here.
I am not slurring my words.
So she's slurring her words when she says she's not slurring her words.
Calmly. Calmly is a loose term, I think. I've heard.
So she's saying, I'm just sitting here. You hear she said calmly? Calmly.
Yelling at my officers about twice now. So.
And then the cop says that she was yelling at his officers at least twice now.
Not yell. All right, man, we're going to be done for tonight, okay? Unfortunately, right now, you are going to be placed under arrest for driving under the influence of alcohol, okay? I said, Mayor, will you come on over here?
No, don't call me Mayor.
Okay.
I am Teresa Heitman right now.
Okay.
I
Sorry.
am not the mayor.
Okay.
So
Wait, but she was the mayor.
Then
Right.
she says
No, she's not.
That she didn't want to be arrested as the mayor. She wanted to be arrested as Teresa Heitman. Nope, you're not arresting the mayor. You're arresting Teresa Heitman.
I don't know if that makes a difference, Mayor.
Folks, don't drive drunk. It's a public service message from the MJ Morning Show. Call an Uber or a Lyft. Get a designated driver.
You know what I was thinking?
Yeah.
She makes, what did we find her salary? She makes like in the $50,000.
It was like $56,000 a year or something
Right?
like that. Yeah, yeah.
Right. And then she's living in Naples trying to keep up with the Joneses. Fester, you also found a home that was for sale on Zillow for in the hundreds of millions.
Yeah, there was like a $200 million home for sale in
yeah.
Naples right now.
She's trying to survive in Naples on that salary. She's drinking her troubles away.
Has she stepped down from her office?
Yeah, nothing yet.
Has the she was just reelected in March.
Yeah,
I think we said last week.
There is nothing yet that she's going to resign from this, but you know what? The mailbox might put it over the top.
Play the guy.
I got to hear that one more time.
911. What is the emergency?
Yeah, I think the mayor is drunk, and she just literally up and she just drove over our mailbox.
I love that guy. Up. Yep.
She just drove over our bed. Did you hear the car go boom, boom? The car revs and zooms and up. She just ran over our mailbox.
In that 911 call, there is a definite sense of urgency.
Oh, God.
But a lack of, emphasis on it. Oh, just hit the mail. Anytime a 911 call starts with a, yeah. There's something hanky going on.
Hey, I want to say good morning to somebody that Michelle and I ran into yesterday. Yesterday was Monday, and we did our X-Force body workouts. Michelle goes before me, and then, typically on a Monday, I leave the show and I go right to X-Force, and, I've got a 10:30 X-Force body. That's what I've been there for, a year and a half now, and my improvement, my strength, I highly recommend X-Force body if you want to get in great shape, lose weight, tone up your muscles. So Michelle and I, we walked there because we had no show yesterday, so I was able to walk with Michelle. So it was like, 2 miles, down the, Kennedy, and then, X-Force is right next to the Metro Diner and La Segunda over on West Kennedy Boulevard near Dale Mabry. So we walked there, and then we did our workouts, and then we walked home, and we're walking down. We weren't on Kennedy. We were on Cleveland, which is the street right behind Kennedy, and I can't remember exactly where we were, what cross street, but suddenly a window rolls down, and this young girl, this young woman is like, "Hey, MJ, it's you, it's MJ." Michelle and I met Ellie. Ellie is a student at Robinson High School in the IB program.
Oh, cool.
And she listens with her mom every single day on the way to school. And Ellie said that she tells all of her friends and has a bunch of her friends at Robinson. You know, back in the day when we used to be on 93, I mean, that was kind of a given. The high school kids were listening to it. We're still the best morning show out there. So, you know, and the morning show, if we were on the other, our entertainment would be the same. So, you know, again, it's all about growing the show. And we already have, I think, the biggest breadth, the biggest spread of demographics in the market, from, you know, kids all the way up to, like, you know, 100-year-olds. I mean, when we take phone calls sometimes, I'm amazed. We'll get a 18-year-old, a 24-year-old, 36, 42, 52, 64, 68. You know, we have a wide demographic, but I wanted to take a moment and say good morning to Ellie and her mother as they're probably on the way to Robinson High School in South Tampa right now.
You're crazy? School started an hour ago.
No, school
starts at 7:20, doesn't it?
No, high school starts at 8:30, doesn't it?
Does it?
Yeah.
Does it? I don't know.
I don't know about high school.
Yeah, I think high school first bell's at 8:30 or so.
All right.
If elementary school starts
at
7:40.
Yeah. Elementary. It's laddered. It's staggered. So you've got the elementary, then you have high school, then middle, or middle, then high school. Yeah, bring up the bell schedule.
Oh man.
Yeah, so scroll down. Go to Robinson. Yeah, so
I can't go through every school.
Oh, just find the R's. That's S. Go up. Robinson. So Robinson High School. Yeah.
7:40.
No, Robinson High School, right below. 8:30.
8:30.
Yeah, 8:30.
Such a tiny list.
Yeah, so it should be 8:30 for
Okay.
Robinson, according to the list.
All
so
right.
that's why I'm saying hello to Ellie right now. And
Good.
And hey, Ellie, if you're listening, call us right now.
Hey, Ellie, congratulations on meeting MJ.
And Michelle.
And
she
the
was,
best part.
She was so sweet, and she was so thrilled that, you know, she said, "Oh my God, that's MJ," and she says hello, and it was very nice.
Can you now say hello to some of those 100-year-old listeners you referenced earlier?
Mm-hmm.
So let me just give out Ellie, if you're listening, if you're not at school yet, if you're still driving, Ellie, who met Michelle and me yesterday, call us up right now, 800-990-1047.
Oh my God.
800-990-1047. Ellie or Mom, if you're listening, phone us up, 800-990-1047. Or she might already be at school.
I just got a text from somebody. Their kid dropped the kids off at George Jenkins High School in Lakeland in Polk County. First bell is at 6:50 in the morning.
Whoa, really?
And you know what? When I'm running late to work, there's a bus stop that gets picked up on 4th Street like at
There is.
5:58.
Really?
Yeah. I'm hustling into work to make it in like 2 minutes late.
Hang on, Ellie's on line 1.
All right.
Look at this. Ellie.
It was so nice to meet you yesterday.
Look at this. So I just took a gamble that around 8:15 you'd still be in the car. Is first bell 8:30?
Yes, it is. First bell is 8:30. Right now we're battling some traffic right now, but of course I'm listening.
Ellie, I just played that bet. I gambled that you would be. So Ellie, when you saw us walking down Cleveland, how did you know it was me because of the vest, and I wear my vest in my Instagram videos sometimes?
Yeah, I recognized the vest, and I turned to my mom and I was like, "That's MJ. We have to do a loop at least." And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna say hi.
That's fantastic. Hey, Ellie, it was a pleasure to meet you and your mom, and thank you for rolling down the window and saying hello and telling us that you listen every morning. I really appreciate that.
Well, thank you. It was great meeting you.
All right. Thanks, Ellie. Have a great day at school.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Look at that. And she's listening. Played that well, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Look at that. All right. Oh, speaking of Cleveland, did you see my Instagram post about Secret Tampa over the weekend?
No.
Oh, what was that? I think
Festa, bring up my Instagram. I got a couple of Instagram things. Also, Chloe struck again. Hacker Chloe.
I love that.
All right, folks, I'm telling you right now, my Instagram was jammed over the weekend with content all over the road. My Instagram is Certified MJ Radio. Certified MJ Radio. Check it out. Give me a follow. Certified MJ Radio. All right, Festa, bring this up. I've known about this for years.
What, Secret Tampa?
Yeah. So bring up Secret Tampa, and this is a video that I shot. I go ahead and refresh and bring this up. Listen to this, folks. Hey, it's MJ, and it's time for another episode of Secret Tampa. I'm along West Shore Boulevard in South Tampa. You've seen these before. Sometimes it's Tico Gas, Verizon Fiber. This one says petroleum pipeline. Warning. Did you know in 1971 a jet fuel pipeline was built from Port Tampa near MacDill Air Force Base all the way to Tampa International Airport? Right under my feet, 750,000 gallons of jet fuel travels every day up West Shore to Cleveland, hangs a right, goes to Manhattan, makes a left, all the way up Manhattan to Boy Scout, and then underneath International Plaza. Yeah, underneath Dillard's or the parking lot area, and then it goes to the airport. I bet you didn't know that. Hey, sir, in this house over here, did you know that 750,000 gallons of jet fuel is right next to your house every day? What about you, sir? Did you know that? Right here. Ma'am, jet fuel right here. So literally, I'm standing on top. I'm on the side of the road. Cars are whizzing by me.
You're a man on the street reporter, literally.
I am. And listen, this is not top secret because they have the little...
They have a marker.
You see the posts. You'll see like warning Tico Gas, warning Verizon Fiber, and then along West Shore and even down Cleveland, you'll see these. It's a white pole with yellow and black sticker, and it says warning petroleum pipeline. There is a 6-inch pipeline that carries jet fuel. If you fly out of Tampa International, the jet fuel is coming up from Port Tampa, where the barges bring in the fuel, and it's going all the way up to the airport.
Did you say it came from MacDill Air Force Base in the video?
Near MacDill Air Force Base.
Okay.
So it's Port Tampa, right near MacDill Air Force Base. You've got a fuel depot down there as well, as over near, not far from downtown. And, over there, you have another fuel depot over there. But the jet fuel, it comes in and it rolls through a pipe. I mean, literally, like in some cases, 15, 20 feet away from somebody the side of their house. And did they have any idea that all of this jet, 750,000 gallons a day?
Those people might want to think twice about smoking in the backyard.
Yeah. How about that? And listen, I don't know how deep it's buried. And this is not secret. So they're marked. You'll see the markers. I mean, people drive by this every day. How many people on West Shore had no idea that they're driving right next to a pipeline that brings all the jet fuel for all the planes, leaving Tampa International Airport?
Yeah, don't crash into that thing right there, right?
And then it rolls through the residential neighborhood along Cleveland, then through Manhattan. Then it goes across Kennedy. It goes underneath I-275 over to Boy Scout, like right near like Charlie's Steakhouse, before they move. And then it goes, and there's a correction. So I said it goes underneath International Plaza, like the parking lot. It goes around the perimeter of the parking lot, the pipeline, and then it goes to Jim Walter Boulevard, and then it goes right into the airport. But stuff that people it's Secret Tampa, man, stuff that people just didn't know. And again, this is not top secret. The U.S. Department of Transportation has a map of all the pipelines in the country, and there's a map of this. So it's not a secret that it's there.
So you labeled it a secret on your IG. Maybe take that secret off. Not so secret.
Looks like a dumb title now. Not like Hidden Tampa or Unknown Tampa or something you may not be aware of Tampa.
Well, listen, if people don't know about it, it's kind of a secret Tampa.
How about call it news to you, Tampa? MJ, when you first started describing this path, I was like, this guy's losing his mind because you're like, goes to Cleveland and then it goes to Manhattan, but you were pointing to the south. So I'm like, no, I thought you meant Cleveland, the city.
No, Cleveland,
it's a road. It's a major road.
He said Cleveland and
it's one block south of Kennedy.
Yeah, Cleveland is the block just south of Kennedy and just north of Azeel in South Tampa.
I figured it out when you said Boy Scout. I put it all together.
Anyway, stuff that you didn't know. I might do it, and this thing has a ton of views already. If you want to see me on the side of the road with cars whizzing by me while I'm pointing out this little post, the video's on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. That's my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. And then, you want me to take a call? All right.
Andrew has calls?
All right, hang on a minute. Lloyd wants to say something on the show. Oh, and then hacker Chloe strikes again. Chloe posted on my Instagram while I was sleeping. And I don't know how she got into well, she must have just held the phone up to my face while I was sleeping.
I thought closed eye technology was the thing.
You know what? That's a good point. I don't know. But Chloe got in. Oh, you know what? Michelle, I think, might know my password. So maybe that's how they got in. Hang on. Lloyd, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning, all. MJ, did you know there's not only a pipeline going from Port Tampa to Tampa Airport, but also another one that runs along I-4 all the way to the Orlando Airport?
Really? I didn't know that. Really?
Yep.
It makes sense because they would get their fuel at the Orlando Airport from Port Tampa.
Yeah, I would imagine the fuel does come up. Hello.
All right, thanks for he had to
Was
go.
that Lloyd Christmas?
He was in a.
You want to hear the most annoying noise ever?
You know what? It's so funny you say that. I exposed Hadley and Hudson to that movie over the weekend.
Dumb and Dumber?
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Hudson was laughing out loud.
Yeah, that's great age-appropriate
holds
humor.
up.
Yes.
All right, so Chloe hacks my Instagram. Here's another reason to go look at my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. This is a couple of years back. It's summer of 2021, and so this is, 3 years ago, and the whole family, we traveled to Italy. We went to Sardinia. We spent like a week on Sardinia, and then we headed over to Florence for like another week or so, and we had just landed in Sardinia. I think we flew into Bologna, then took like a regional jet from Bologna into Sardinia, and we just picked up our rental car, and I remember exactly what it was. It was a white Volvo XC40.
Fascinating.
That was our rental vehicle.
Yes.
And Chloe and Julian were hitting me with all of these D's nuts jokes, and I didn't know that Chloe was recording, and years later, 3 years later, she posts this on my Instagram over the weekend. You know, hacker Chloe strikes again, because she's busted into my Instagram and posted numerous times.
I'll hear these nuts jokes.
I guess we can play them. I mean, go ahead and roll the audio on this.
Dad, do you have Ligma gas here?
I don't think they do this.
Dad, do they have Ligma gas here?
Dad, do they have the Ligma gas?
Ligma balls.
So,
Dad.
And then Michelle's laughing.
Do you like pudding? Putting these nuts in your mouth.
We can't air these, MJ. We can't air these.
Yeah, we can. There's nothing.
What, is he like the Bavarian nut guy at the mall?
So
giving honey roasted almonds?
We want to put our nuts in your mouth. All right, so there are like 5 or 6 of these things, and I was getting pissed off. I had no idea they were recording. So they post. Chloe had Julian put all these videos together, and they secretly posted it on my Instagram. Oh my God! And then Michelle's like cracking up in the front.
Do you drag these kids around the world just to drop D's nuts jokes on you?
Exactly. D's nuts jokes.
Who's a sucker?
Why are you mad about him?
I'm not mad, because they were just getting on my nerves. It's like they wouldn't stop. We have like a half an hour drive, and it was just the whole thing was D's nuts jokes. You know, hey, you ever been to Room 40? Room 4D's nuts. It's like, hey, you ever been to a restaurant called Room 40? No, I never been to Room 4. Room 4D, stop it. Anyway, another goofy hacker Chloe video on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. That is Certified MJ Radio. You hear me complain about TikTok and social media in general.
Very rarely, though.
Yeah.
Very rarely.
I'm not a fan of TikTok because of the data collection. And listen, Congress, both House and Senate, and the president even signed it, saying that TikTok would be banned in the United States unless it is divested, sold off. And, that's still in the process. They're appealing. They've appealed. They filed a lawsuit appealing the ruling. Listen, the bottom line is that TikTok is owned by ByteDance, which provides all of the data to the Chinese Communist government. I'm not going to dwell on that. However, This is another dopey, stupid TikTok video that took off. Did you hear about the Chase Manhattan Bank ATM thing going on? This is fraud. This is outright flippin' fraud. A new TikTok video and this viral trend has people showing their attempt to exploit a glitch that was occurring in the Chase Bank ATM system until apparently this glitch was fixed. And people were saying, oh, my God, at Chase Bank, you go to the ATM and you get infinite free money. But guess what? This is fraud. People were making deposits with checks into the machine, and the balances of the deposit were becoming available immediately.
Doesn't the bank know who you are?
Of course. That's why this is the dumbest thing in the world. You're logged into your account, and people were lined up at Chase ATMs over the last, I guess, week or so. Experts say the glitch videos look an awful lot like check fraud, because it is. Videos urging customers at the bank to take advantage of the glitch quickly took off online, prompting people to deposit fake checks for large sums of money. The glitch would credit some of the sham deposits to the customers' accounts almost immediately or very quickly before the check had even cleared. Because the checks, in many cases, people were depositing fake large checks, and they would enter the deposit amount, but the system was not waiting until the check actually cleared, putting the real money in their account. It was just recognizing the amount that the person claimed was being deposited into the ATM. And the balances were becoming made available, and then people were taking the money out. And then they were shocked to find out that their accounts were minus 10 grand, minus 7 grand, because the checks were phony. This is outright fraud. I've got a couple of audio bites here. For instance, this is Jim Wang. Jim Wang apparently does some kind of a financial podcast or something, and he was explaining this TikTok Chase Bank check scam. Listen.
You heard about the Chase ATM infinite money glitch? It's a little crazy, but give me a minute and I'll explain it all to you. Hi, I'm Jim, financial educator at wallethacks.com. If you follow me, I hope you sound smarter than your friends. So what people discovered over the last few days is that Chase had a problem with their ATMs. They were able to deposit checks and get the balances and were able to withdraw them. Chase was pretty on top of it. Within a day, it was all fixed, and people that were doing this were seeing big holds on their accounts or huge negative balances. Bank errors in your favor are almost never in your favor. In the case of this glitch, it was just check fraud. And you're going to get in huge trouble if you do something like this. And everyone who did this, I don't know what you were thinking, but it was obviously fraud. This isn't like when the bank makes an error, a bank error in your favor, where they deposit a large amount. But the thing is, you can't spend that money because it's not yours. That's because
again, even when the bank, and we've had these stories over the year that someone checks their balance and suddenly there's $12 million in their bank account.
You should all listen to Wang.
That is, hey, Wang, what's with the pictures? It's a parking lot. All right, listen. You can't keep the money. If the bank makes a mistake and puts money in your account, that's not yours. There have been cases where people have been arrested, people have been sued, people have been in big trouble for thinking, oh, the bank made a mistake, that's suddenly my money. No, it's not. If you know it's not your money, you're committing fraud. And then the latest here is this little check float deal where the system was crediting your deposit and people were putting fake checks in. What are you thinking if you did this?
Because money appears in your account doesn't mean that it's literally yours.
Yeah.
And if you spend it and are forced to give it back, you're going to have to figure out a way to pay it back. Under the law, it's known as unjust enrichment. It's when you got enriched, you got money that wasn't yours, that wasn't...
I like Jim Wang. I think Jim Wang is very explanatory here.
Sounds boring as hell.
It's supposed to be yours, and it was a mistake, and so you need to give it back. Bank errors they're never in your favor. They'll just cause you headaches. And if you ever see money just suddenly appear and you don't know why, it's important that you talk to the bank and sort it all out. Social media is great for learning, but if you watch a viral video about Chase ATM infinite money glitch hack, like, you have to know that that's not something that you should be doing.
Exactly.
Is he recording his podcast next to a bunch of crickets?
He was walking through the woods.
Oh, my God.
No, seriously.
Wang, shut those crickets up.
He's walking through a nature preserve. No, he was doing a walk and talk. He was literally, he's holding the phone out, and you can see he's walking down like some kind of wooded trail.
I want you to know I found the noisiest trail I possibly could with the most annoying crickets. And let's talk about the infinite trust Wang.
I thought it was a nice touch. He was like walking through nature as he. I wonder if any listeners locally heard about this or did it. Listen, I'll give out the number. Did anyone locally hear about and try? Did you do this? I mean, call us up if you were a dumbass and you did this. Call us up if
you are a pill-popping bitch.
And you did this.
Yeah, so we can chastise you.
No, seriously. Did you hear about this? Do you know somebody that did it? The bank is going to claw this back. It's not free money. All right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. If anybody listening heard about this Chase ATM fraud deal, or if you did it, or if you know somebody that attempted it. 800-990-1047. But this comes at a big, big cost to you because they're clawing back. One user posted deductions labeled ATM deposit error totaling nearly $40,000. I mean, who thought that they could get away with this?
I mean, did they burn the money in a day?
People also sharing videos online of their accounts, now thousands of dollars in debt after attempting to take advantage of the glitch. So there are multiple videos and pictures online. So thank you, Mr. Wang. I appreciate it.
Don't worry about it. You're welcome.
And
Anytime.
Andrew, let me know if anyone calls in admitting to attempting to defraud Chase with this whole deal. All right, 8:35 at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. Make sure you spread the word. The MJ Morning Show is back. Here's my favorite lawsuit of the day.
Ooh, I love lawsuits.
Yeah. It's, I need some music for the lawsuit. What do you think the appropriate lawsuit music is?
Boom, boom. Oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
People's Court.
People's Court.
Yeah. And now the litigants are entering the courtroom. The plaintiff claims he was stung in the crotch by a scorpion at a Las Vegas hotel. Yes, you heard me right.
Is that really the case?
Yes. You would think I just made that up off the top of my head, right? No, that's real. A wealthy California man claims his sex life was ruined following a painful encounter at the Venetian Resort in Las Vegas. You know, we haven't been to Vegas in a long time. And guess where we stayed last time we were in Vegas? I think we stayed at the Venetian. You know, yeah, seriously. Seriously. Or we were in Vegas. The last time we were in Vegas was like 2012. I mean, we have not been to Vegas in a long, long time.
It's been a while for me, too.
Yeah, I remember.
How did the scorpion get up there?
Well, good question. Michael Farchi, 62 years old, said he was sleeping in the Palazzo Tower during the 2023 Christmas holiday when he woke up with searing pain and realized that a scorpion had bitten his testicles.
I'm sorry, did you say his name was Fart Cheek?
Farchi.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Did you say what?
I heard Fart Cheek, too.
Didn't you hear that?
It's Michael Farchi. Farchi.
I had to look, while you're talking, I had to look the name up to make sure it wasn't Fart Cheek.
He felt multiple additional sting sensations on his hand and his groin area, according to a lawsuit filed on behalf of Michael Farchi and his wife, Badia. Farchi reports experiencing PTSD, erectile dysfunction, and other lasting effects. His wife is also suing for lack of consortium. You know what that is?
Yeah, they don't do it.
Yeah, lack of consortium is when you can't have your intimate, private, personal relations. So the wife is saying that she's been deprived of her husband's crotch ever since He got bitten by the scorpion on the nuts at the Venetian in Vegas.
Hold on. He got spit. He got bit in the junk by a scorpion, and now he has ED.
Yeah.
He should see Dr. Sumvitz.
And other lasting effects. His wife is suing as well, claiming that his and his wife's sex life has suffered because of the incident. They live in a gorgeous $1.2 million home in Agora Hills in California. That's, in the L.A. area.
Okay.
One of Farchi's attorneys in California is Brian Virag of My Bedbug Lawyer.
What?
Yeah.
That's his specialty.
Wow. So
He's
he's branded as My Bedbug Lawyer.
I guess that's who you want, right? The guy on the internet who says...
Yeah, the lawyer explained to 8 News Now, which is a Las Vegas TV channel, that they were also filing a claim on behalf of Mr. Farchi's wife, California. I mean, this is awful. I mean, this is a mess. Their sex life has suffered significantly since the sting. He said, I didn't know what it was. It felt like a sharp knife or glass stabbing me and my boys. Wow. I've never been stung by a scorpion.
I do. Anytime I'm staying out west, I check the bed sheets for scorpions.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I found one time.
Where?
In Phoenix.
We have them in South Tampa as well.
Do you?
Yeah, at the old radio station we used to work at, the old Gandy building, we would find scorpions sometimes on the perimeter or even inside the building. So, hey, along Gandy, near the water, near the Gandy Bridge, you've got Rattlesnake Point.
Oh, yeah.
There are rattlesnakes there. And, years ago, there were significantly more, apparently. But you got rattlers over there. You got scorpions, rattlers, all kinds of crap.
I do a scorpion scan.
This is your last week to go on Busch Gardens Scorpion roller coaster.
Oh, it was supposed to close, I think, yesterday.
And they extended it.
They're extending it for the rest of this week. So you still have a little more time to get on the Scorpion, which is from like the 1980s or something?
It was awesome when it was new, but now you look at it, you're like, what's that? Why is that here?
That's why they're taking it down.
Yeah.
They can use that. They can use that valuable real estate to build something new. So in court documents which were filed just a couple of days ago on August 27th, the plaintiff alleges that the hotel breached its duty of care by failing to provide a clean and safe room free of pests. Farchi explained that he immediately reached under the covers to find the scorpion and then alerted the staff. The lawyer, this guy Brian from My Bedbug Lawyer, he provided 8 News Now Las Vegas with photos of the scorpion gripping onto his underwear.
Oh, my God.
Holy. It doesn't matter so much how it got there. The fact that it was there and they were on notice that there were prior issues of scorpions at the subject property, that's obviously the main point here. So the lawyer must have additional information that there have been other scorpion incidents inside the Venetian.
Dude, I'm looking at the incident report that they filed out. Or filled out.
Yep.
You know how it has like the human body, the front and the back? And
it's almost like an autopsy.
Yeah.
It's like when you look at a medical examiner's report and it has like the prone position of the body, front and back.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that's highlighted is this guy's crotch.
Yeah, there's a big X across his junk where he got bitten by the scorpion.
X marks the spot.
Ow!
What happened? He wrote, I have been bitten by a scorpion in my groin testicles. I'm in a lot of pain.
Oh.
That's on some report here.
That's the incident report at the hospital. Who do you, at the facility, at the hotel, who do you hold responsible? The Venetian. Good. I hope this guy takes him to the cleaners, man. That's awful.
You've got all the casino money.
Yeah, there's plenty of dough circulating through there. They can afford to pay this guy, But he claims that sex life has been hurt. I mean, who would have thunk that you're staying in a high-end Vegas hotel and you allegedly get stung in the junk by a scorpion?
Well, we don't live out west where they're more prevalent. What is the treatment for scorpions? I mean, we know how to keep palmetto bugs out of the house. What do you do?
Yeah, Neosporin.
Neosporin.
Yeah,
okay.
That's it. Just Neosporin.
Yeah. Neosporin, scorpion strong.
What do you rub it on your underneath the door? Make sure they don't walk into your room. Like what's the?
Listen, I think that your idea of going under the bed, what are you doing? You flap the comforter and the bed sheets and just make sure you don't have anything in there.
I do a flap and thorough exam.
Look at that. So who the hell knew that that actually is a deal? This is another dumb story. Apparently, people are naming their kids with this ridiculous name, and this is like going viral and it's trending. Have you seen this?
Yes.
What is it? Tell me.
Starts with a D, and it's not D's nuts.
No.
But that would be funny. See, that would be
hard to get through grade school.
very hard.
Looking for D's.
Yes.
D's nuts. Here.
No, demure.
What's the name?
Demure.
Is that the name?
Demure, yeah. I mean, people are naming their kid Demure. I mean, what? Why are people doing it? And there's a video that I guess is circulating now. A mother is introducing her baby girl, and this is from just last month. And the baby's name is Demure. Hey, meet Demure. That's in the caption. And then it's a picture of her newborn baby, just, weeks old. This is Demure. Meet Demure. Why are people naming their kid Demure? I mean, this is stupid.
I mean, if you didn't know it was a word already, it's kind of like a variation of Demi.
I think there's a Chicago TikTok content creator, and she did a video. She posted a video, and she was like, how to be demure at work. And some of the way she said things really stuck with people. The video went viral. So now being demure is the thing.
What does demure even mean?
Oh,
I've heard it, but they're a very demure person. But I don't.
Reserved, like somebody that's like mellow. Reserved is a description for demure. What else? Shy. I guess shy is another term. Like if somebody is demure, they're reserved and shy. They're a wallflower. Why would you name your kid Demure? I don't get that.
Because of this trend, because of the TikTok trend, that demure is such a hot word.
All right.
You know, it's interesting. The word demur, or DEMUR, so same word but without the E, means to object. That E makes a big difference. Right?
I don't know. But, okay. Whatever. I mean, listen, there's a bunch of people out there, and there's a lot of stupid names floating around.
Hang on a second. I got to send a text real quick. Can you guys talk for a second?
Yeah, we really need to talk to Chloe about the demureness, because I'm sure that's thrown around in her circles because of her age.
What demureness?
The word demure.
No, I don't think it is at all. Why are we
Why
the hell are we sending a text in the middle of the show, MJ? Who's so important that we have to send a text right now?
I got Westfall working on my roof right now, and I gotta get the gate open for him.
Okay.
Yeah, hang on a sec.
Great. We have Westfall. In case you haven't heard, MJ has a part of his roof that, according to him, is a very complicated eave. What is it? Eave, an angle? It collects all the rainwater, and now MJ has a leak.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
MJ with the problems of the poor people. We have a leaky roof.
Listen, I have Westfall's a client on the show.
Great.
And Westfall was just trying to get in, and I guess I left the gate open. And then Chloe closed the gate when she left for work this morning. Blah blah blah. Anyway, so I had to navigate getting them in. So thanks for covering for me for 12 seconds.
Yeah, did you ever get that thing you were looking for, like a bucket hoister or something?
Yes, that's all covered.
You got that?
I have another project I'm doing, and I need a little sky lift for the house. Yeah, so I've got that taken care of.
Is that inside project or outside project?
That's inside. I'm sorry, it's an outside. What do you mean, outside the house?
Well, the bucket you needed, like to trim branches.
No, that's for a window. I'm doing some caulking.
Okay.
Yeah, I need some caulking very high up all around my house, so I need a lift.
Who's going to install the caulk?
Someone I know.
Okay, good. When that equipment is at the house, call me.
Yeah.
I want to come over.
Yeah.
And like give the kid a ride.
Oh, your son?
Yeah, because we saw a bucket truck this week. We saw a bucket truck out on the road.
Yeah.
And the bucket was up, and Hudson's like, I would love to go on that.
Oh, you know what?
And I was like, you won't believe this. MJ asked about one on the radio last week.
It's not a bucket truck. It's like, it's a lull, or it's a platform with like a articulating arm, like a 40-foot arm.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's funny you bring this up.
If it were in the back of a truck, it would be a bucket truck.
All right, so you want to take your kid up on the lift while it's at my house?
Yes.
All right.
Do you control it from the ground or from the bucket?
It's I think both. I think you can control it from both. But it's funny you bring this up, because I saw another kid fascinated by one of these lifts. The Publix on Kennedy Boulevard, you know, the small Publix right across from West Shore Plaza Mall, where the Sports Authority used to be. They were doing some kind of work on their roof, and they had one of those lifts in the parking lot for a couple of weeks. And I was getting groceries. I'm walking to the car, and I saw a mother holding like a 5-year-old kid's hand, and the kid was enamored with this piece of equipment. And they were like talking about it. No, yeah. So it's funny that you said also that your kid is fascinated by the lift as well.
We saw it as it was in motion as the technician was working on a stoplight.
So when I get like a Sunbelt rental lift at my house,
call me up and let me know when. I'll give you $20.
This is going to be $20 towards my rental.
Well, yeah, I mean, just for a couple of rides.
This is going to be entertainment for your kid to bring the kid to my house when I have the lift there.
MJ, we saw it driving down the road.
The construction lift.
He's like, why is that man standing in that? I was like, that's how he fixes the light. He goes, it's on the truck. I was like, I know.
You know what? You should have named your kid Demure.
I should have. It was on the list.
That's what you should have done.
We had some pretty dumb names on the list.
Yeah.
Demure wasn't on it.
What time is it? 8:49 at the MJ Morning Show. We'll go a couple more minutes, and then we'll wrap up an hour and 20 minutes plus of nonstop MJ here on the MJ Morning Show. From the world of entertainment, oh, my God, my weekend was ruined. I was looking forward to a nice, relaxing holiday weekend. You know, after we finished the show on Friday, I was pretty much clear on Friday afternoon and Saturday and Sunday. And then, of course, yesterday was Labor Day. But my weekend was upended. My weekend was rocked.
Oh, no, why?
The Adele announcement.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
The Adele announcement. Do you know about this, Roxanne?
I do not. Tell me.
What's going on with Adele?
Adele has announced an infinite hiatus from music.
Is it music in general, or is it just...
You won't see me for an incredibly long time is what Adele is saying. So what the heck is going on here?
Yeah, what? I mean, an incredibly long time is a very not specific of length.
Yeah.
Adele, 36 years old, confirmed over the weekend. You know, you had to do it, Adele. You had to make this announcement during the holiday weekend. She made the announcement that she's taking a long break from music after her Las Vegas residency. Apparently, she was stung in the crotch by a scorpion.
Oh, no.
I'm kidding. No, but seriously, she says, I have 10 shows to do, but after that, you will not see me for an incredibly long time. Now, she does not define the parameters of incredibly long time, as you were alluding to.
I mean, it's a really specific but vague amount. What is that? A very long time? Is it a couple of months? Is it a couple of years? 2 decades?
I don't know, but Adele, this news really stung me. Get it?
Yeah.
Get it? Going back to the scorpion crotch sting.
It happened in Vegas, yeah. Of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Good sense.
Forming one of her overseas trips. So she has a residency. She does Vegas, and then she does some other shows. But after her Vegas, I guess she has 10 more shows.
Okay. And then she's gone for an incredibly long time.
Fans speculating that Adele is taking time away from her career to get married to her fiancé, Rich Paul. She confirmed her engagement to the 42-year-old sports agent at one of her earlier Munich, Germany concerts last month. She already has a son, 11-year-old Angela, with her ex-husband, Simon. But Adele is going to be leaving us for a very, very, very long time. So she's got 10 more Vegas shows. It's at the Coliseum at Caesars. That's where her residency is. And she began her residency at Caesars back in 2022. And her final show, weren't there all kinds of problems where the show was like postponed and she wasn't happy with the set and the choreography or something? Was that Adele?
Initially, there was like a last-minute delay.
Yeah.
They were going to start like, let's say, July 1st. And then like a week before, people were planning their trips. She postponed it for an indefinitely long time, or it was like several months, because she said it wasn't up to her standards.
All right, so here's the deal. handful more shows at Caesars. The last show is scheduled for November 23rd, so that's right around Thanksgiving. When is Thanksgiving this year? Do you know what date? What number?
No,
So it's the
last Thursday.
It's the last Thursday, whatever it is, in November, whatever the date is.
It's going to be the 29th.
Okay.
Right? Does that make sense?
Hold on, Thanksgiving?
Or is it going to be the 22nd?
No, Thursday the 28th, according to the Google, which, I don't always trust, but I tend to lean toward. In 2024, Thanksgiving is held on Thursday, November 28th.
There you go. I was close.
You were in the 20s.
I was.
I mean, isn't it usually
What else do you want?
always in the 20s?
I mean, occasionally we have November 2nd, Thanksgiving.
When is Thanksgiving? I'm sorry.
It's the 28th. The 28th.
Are you really? That's late. Isn't that late for Thanksgiving?
It is. Well, still whatever day the last Thursday falls.
Right.
It's a 30-day month.
And 5 days earlier. You know what? Thanksgiving's ruined. Adele is going to do her last show, and then she's on this. You won't see Adele for a very, very, very long time. Oh, boy. Weren't some seats to the Adele show like $25,000 or some ridiculous number?
They were incredible.
Yeah,
when it first came out.
Yeah, when the seat prices were just outrageous. Some of the really good seats were like tens of thousands of dollars or something. All right, 8:54 at the MJ Morning Show. This brings to a close an hour and 20 minutes plus of nonstop MJ, but don't move because we continue. The 9 o'clock hour is minutes away, and I haven't even scratched the surface on A-list content today, folks. The A pile is still going strong. Back in minutes on the MJ Morning Show. Please don't move. Hey, if you have an air conditioning problem... Next on the MJ Morning Show, stand by. Whenever that song plays, Fester's like, hey, did I ever tell you about the time that I was on Q105 when I was in high school?
I was in middle school.
I'm sorry, when I was in middle school
Yes.
and I got to announce George Michael's Faith.
Okay, it was the top 5 at 9, and it was a big deal.
Yeah, Fester said, hey, what year was Faith out by George Michael? I said 1987.
I knew the answer, by the way.
Yeah, so
because-
you were testing me.
Yes,
And was
because-
I right? Was it 1987 or what?
Yeah, it was 1987.
1987 is when George Michael's Faith came out. And Fester, you were on what? What show were you on?
It was, well, the nighttime Tremonti Watts.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Classic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tremonti Watts, he did top 5 at 9.
Yeah, back when he played.
Hit radio. Q105.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think it was a little peppier than that.
Maybe. Like one of those?
Yes.
Yeah. Tremonti Watts!
Q105.
Right, was that it?
Rest in peace, Tremonti.
Yeah, he's no longer with us.
Died a long time ago.
He died young.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Tremonti Watts. So you got to go on the air and say, hi, this is Dominic from where were you from back then? Where did you live?
We lived in Seminole.
Seminole.
Hi, this is Dominic in Seminole. I'd like to say hello to my friends Mike and Frank and Brian. And number 3 is George Michael and Faith.
Q105.
And then Tremonti picked up the phone and he says, kid, listen. You're not cut out for radio.
You're never going to be in radio. Yeah.
Get out of it.
The best music all summer long. Q105. Q105.
These sound familiar, these jingles?
Q105.
Right?
So
yeah,
I recorded it.
You have it on tape?
No, I recorded it back then. I have no idea where it is.
Come
now.
on.
I have no idea where it is
I would
now.
love to hear that tape.
So, of course, I recorded it.
Q105. Mason Dixon. Q105. Tampa Bay's. Q105. Tampa Bay's. Q105. Q105. Tampa Bay's greatest hits. Q105.
Got enough of these yet?
No, I listened to
Tampa Bay's Q. The greatest hits. Q105. The greatest hits. All summer long. Q105.
I brought a radio with me to listen to Cleveland Wheeler in the morning with the Q Zoo. I used to watch Q Zoo Tube when it was on TV. It was on real TV every morning.
I
would bring
have a Q Zoo jingle that we kind of bastardized.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find that one. Yeah.
And then I would bring the radio with me to school and listen to Mason Dixon on the ride home.
When they used to play
It's a good morning.
with the Q Morning Zoo.
Show. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, Cleveland Wheeler every morning. I mean, Scott was long gone by the time I got into it. But
Hey, you want to hear who put the bitch in obituary?
Yeah.
The guy named John Bitchmore or what?
Oh, bitch.
Yeah.
Euary.
Yeah. Who put? You just get that?
No, I knew it, but I just wanted to say it out loud.
Yeah.
Slow it down.
This it has to be a joke, right? Or is this serious?
Did somebody's dog die?
Putting the bitch in obituary because apparently, mom.
You are a pill popping bitch.
This is a scathing obituary. This was put in a newspaper up in Maine. And apparently, the mother, Florence Flo Harrelson, 65 years old, died, but her obituary was not published until Thursday. She died back in February. So you got this like 6 months ago. She died in February. The obituary did not get published by the Kennebec Journal Morning Sentinel until this past Thursday, because Harrelson's daughter, Christina Novak, who wrote the abrasive obituary, said she only learned her mom was dead this month.
She hasn't known her mom's been dead for 6 months.
Clearly, they didn't have a great relationship. Novak kept the obit short and pointed, saying that her mother left a wake of destruction in her path. She noted in the obit that her mother, a former U.S. Marine who served as a Maine prison guard, died on February 22nd, 2024, without family by her side. Let me just read the obituary. It's very short. All right, you ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
Florence Flo Harrelson death announcement. Glenburn. Florence Flo Harrelson, 65, formerly of Chelsea, died on February 22nd, 24, without family by her side due to burnt bridges and a wake of destruction left in her path. Florence did not want an obituary or anyone, including family, to know that she died. That's because even in death, she wanted those she terrorized to still be living in fear, looking over their shoulders. So this isn't so much an obituary, but more of a public service announcement.
Whoa. Can we see a photo of her?
Yeah.
Oh, that's her. Oh, that's her.
This is
Yeah,
I have in front
that's
of me.
her.
Wait, that's her? She doesn't look like horrible.
She looks like the lead singer of Slade.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, what a
Whoa,
cutting.
Flo. Jeez, she really left a wake of destruction in her path.
Is that rough?
No better way to put it.
I mean, you burn enough bridges, I guess there is nobody to be with you when you kick the bucket. Did they find her body like in the apartment 6 months later?
Listen to this. The daughter also shared the obit to Facebook and punctuated it with "Ding dong, the witch is dead" from the Wizard of Oz. So she posted the obit with the addition of "Ding dong, I guess the newspaper probably wouldn't put "Ding dong, the witch is dead." So she put it on her own Facebook page. Oh,
wow.
my God.
I mean, not everybody's family gets along.
No.
Harrelson had cancer but died from heart failure, according to her daughter. Last time she spoke with her daughter was 10 years ago. Florence did not want an obituary. That is rough. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Yeah, Novak told the Bangor Daily News that she was giggling to myself while composing the obituary. She was laughing while she was writing this obituary.
Yeah.
She said she set out to write a traditional obituary but kept drifting into sarcasm. Novak even considered listing the ways in which her mother wronged her relatives. Novak said she paid just over $86 to post the pictureless obituary.
Well worth it.
Yeah. Ding dong, the witch is dead? This is a public service announcement? Terrorizing people? Even in death? Man, that's right. I don't think I have any relatives that even qualify to an obituary even close to that.
I told you I write obituaries.
You didn't tell me you write. What do you mean?
I told you that.
When did you tell us this?
I mean, I
got
wrote
something new. You have some
Hold
new
on.
deal every day.
Whoa, hold on. You've written some for loved ones, or it's like a service you offer for hire?
I wrote 5 last year.
For whom?
For
People I know. It's something. It's a skill I have. So if someone's going through a tough time, I'm like, if you want me to do this, I will. To take something off your plate.
Did you ever include "Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead"?
No, I did not. So I'm saying my obituaries that I've written look
What
nothing
about
like
your
this.
What about your armpit smell like a dumpster? You ever put that in there?
Hold on. Do you present it to the person dying? Like, hey, by the way, when you kick the bucket, I'll write your...
No, it's after they pass.
Okay, I'm asking.
So,
I don't know.
So family or friends are having you write. So you're like known as the obituary whisperer.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean that's something
That's kind of morbid and creepy.
No, it's not, because you capture the person's spirit. You think about how you would. No, it's not at all creepy. It's an honor. It's like I for most of the people I've written about, I know very well, but a couple I know the friend who's XYZ person it was.
Now, I have a friend who's an excellent writer, and I'm hoping that I kick the bucket before that person so they could write my obituary.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not you, Rox.
I
haven't seen your work. I want to. If my friend dies, then I may lean on you.
Oh, okay.
You wrote 5 obituaries in the last year?
I did. Mm-hmm.
I know you had a friend that passed in the last year.
Probably 3 of them are personal that I was actually at the funeral, and then 2 of them I was like, I'll do this for you. So take it off your plate,
Yeah, so I decided I don't go to funerals anymore.
Well,
yeah, I went to one.
yeah.
I went to one like a year ago, and I'm like, you know what? This is my last funeral for a really long time.
I mean, they're not there. There's kind of a trend, I feel like, where people are doing more celebration of life events. Have you noticed that? Where it's less about this is a funeral, more celebrate the life, and it's not even like immediately after they pass. It's like
no, Last funeral is like a week and a half later, and there he is laying there, cold as a fish in front of everybody.
Those
and
are hard.
I'm like,
Hey.
I'm not going to this anymore.
Hey, Michelle, you listening to the show?
Fester doesn't go to funerals anymore.
Oh, yeah, well, you are.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
mean, listen, if MJ kicks the bucket and you're going to have him out like a can of tuna, I'm not going.
Well, that's why I'm calling Michelle. Michelle, what are my instructions?
I have a big celebration of life ceremony and invite everybody.
That is not true. That is false. That is wrong. Michelle, what are my instructions?
I don't know.
Michelle, I've got. What are my instructions?
Just to burn you and scatter your remnants somewhere in the ocean.
Yes, exactly. What about a funeral? Do I want a funeral?
A big one.
No, I don't. I do not want a funeral. I don't want a memorial service. I don't want a celebration of life. I don't want to be buried. I want to be cremated, and I want my stuff scattered, probably down in Little Cayman or something. You know, probably in in one of my favorite scuba diving destinations. That's where I want the stuff to go.
Ooh, or Michelle,
Yes.
if he pisses you off, like as he's out the door, we can take him to Ben T. Davis Beach.
Yeah, that's where he wants to be.
Just scatter me in the poop water.
I mean, let's see how you are in old age. But if you really piss everybody off,
that's a good one, Fester.
Yeah,
I like it.
why do you scatter me when they post one of those swim warnings about all the fecal contamination in the water?
Tell you what,
That
you
spread
better
me.
behave. You better behave because you could go to Little Cayman or you could go into some poop water.
Yeah, Ben. Listen, they'll probably issue the poop advisory the day after we spread you. I mean, assuming if I live after you, I mean, I might kick the bucket tomorrow.
Hey, Michelle, I just heard the alarm. Can you get the car moved real quick?
No, you didn't hear the alarm. Goodbye.
Well, can you get the car moved then?
That's not what needs to be done right now.
What needs to be done right now?
Nothing.
Well, we got to move the car.
Okay, well, when someone's here, I'll move the car.
All right. Well, Chloe was supposed to do that, but of course,
That's not.
yeah.
Okay, that's not. It doesn't even
See,
discuss right now.
MJ, this is the kind of nagging that's going to get your ass dumped at Ben T. Davis Beach.
Right.
There you go.
Right, so-
Big funeral,
No-
most expensive casket.
No, I do not want. I do not want the family getting rooked into.
Fancy silk velvet or fancy Italian velvet.
What was that?
Lined
What was that?
casket with gold trim.
Michelle, what was that?
Solid gold handle.
Can I get a word in there? What was that fantastic funeral movie with Jack Black?
Bernie.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Wonderful.
That was an incredibly good movie. Bernie with Jack Black is just tremendous. What a piece of filmmaking. Fantastic.
And he's a real dude.
Yeah. Oh, it was based on a real story.
Yeah.
All right, Michelle, no funeral for me, no casket, cremation, throw me in the ocean. Goodbye.
Am I allowed to have a party?
Goodbye.
Afterwards, yeah.
Goodbye. Well, no, you hear those funeral stories, and you know what? It happened to a relative. I think I recall hearing this when I was a kid. My grandfather, my mom's dad, died at 69. He was playing cards in his retirement community. He was 69 years old.
Well, he finally hits a royal flush and he has a heart attack at the table.
He was playing cards in Hollywood, down in South Florida, in Broward, and it was at a table he was down the hall. They lived on the third floor in apartment 305, and the other end of the hallway. Remember those? You still have them, right? You drive around St. Pete, and you get those 3-story open concrete.
Yeah, like 5 towns in the middle of St. Pete where they're all open facing buildings.
Yeah, and you have the balustrades on floor 1, 2, and 3, and you drive down First, near Shorecrest. There are some buildings like that. They're all over St. Petersburg. They're all over Florida. These old buildings built in the 60s, and that's where my grandparents lived. And he was playing cards with a whole bunch of friends, and he had a massive heart attack and died instantly. I mean, gone. No chance of resuscitation, nothing.
Widowmaker.
And exactly. He had a widowmaker heart attack, and he was done at 69 years old. I was 9 years old. He died in 1975. And I remember my grandmother, and this stuck with me, that when they went to the funeral home, that they were trying to this is the 70s, they're trying to upsell her on the casket. And I remember one of the lines, do you think your husband was, worth more than that? Because my grandmother picked the casket that was cheaper. And then the funeral guy literally used a line on her don't you think your husband deserves a little bit better? And that stuck with me. And I don't know if that crap still goes on. But, man, you can get some caskets that are like the price of a car, right?
Yeah, really high price stuff.
I mean, wow. Yeah, just put me in the furnace and just scatter me with the fishes in the ocean where I love to scuba dive.
Or how about in a little bottle? Put all your ashes in a little bottle and a message to go along with it.
Well, for somebody to find eventually, the ashes get poured all over some.
No,
kid
I want to be scattered in the ocean where I love to scuba dive. All right. Oh, speaking of scuba diving, it's kind of long, but people love it. I posted an 8-minute video finally from Raja Ampat. So if you go to my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio, among the many posts this weekend, look for it's a 16:9, so it's not a full frame. You got the black on the top and the bottom. Julian did a great edit job on Raja Ampat. I needed to put a video together because some folks I know are going back to Raja Ampat in October. And I put a video together to kind of like a little brochure, a pamphlet, so they can see what they can expect.
Yeah, fish is what they can
listen,
expect.
Mantas, sharks, amazing sea life. If you want to see the video that Julian put together, I shot all this with a GoPro 12, and then Julian edited it all together. And the video runs about 8 minutes long. It's on my Instagram, and it's one of the last posts. You'll recognize it because you'll see the blue sea, and you'll see the little islands all around Raja Ampat from atop a lookout perch.
Teach that kid how to edit.
Yeah, you can click on that and take a look at the video if you so care. At Certified MJ Radio on Instagram, that's Certified MJ Radio. All right, 9:23. Let's take our final break, and then we have the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show next. Have some Hollywood stuff. Oh, I got a Disney story for Andrew. I want to know if Andrew's aware of this Disney story, and is this tantamount to child abuse? Or I would like to get I want Roxanne's take on this, I want Fester's take, and I want Andrew's take on a little Disney action coming up in just a second. And I'm just looking through. We got a lot of stuff to do, so we got a packed, loaded segment next here on the MJ Morning Show. Let me give you a great piece of news from Zero. We'll get to the Disney dilemma in just a matter of moments. 9:31 at the MJ Morning Show, and the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show is on. Hey, before I get to Disney, that'll be next. First, this story out of Largo. Did you see what the Largo police did? This is great. This is one of my favorite stories of the day. Saw this on Channel 10's website that an Apple AirTag was assisting the Largo police to a woman who stole a guy's wallet and started using the credit cards in the wallet to buy all kinds of crap.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, you got to love these stories. The dude had an Apple AirTag in his wallet, unbeknownst to the woman that ripped off his wallet and then started using the credit cards. What a schmuckzo. You know what a schmuckzo is?
Schmuckzo.
It's a schmuck and a bozo combined. It's a schmuckzo.
Oh.
Yeah.
A hybrid.
Yep. An Apple AirTag led Largo police to a woman who allegedly stole a man's wallet and used his credit card at Publix and other local stores. Twanella. First time I've seen this one.
Come on, Twanella.
Twanella. It's Twanella.
I kind of like that.
Twanella Hill. 56 years old, is now facing several felony charges.
Isn't that a bet you can make like the track?
Yes, I'll take the Twanella, please. Yes, it is. It's like a.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, I remember my old man used to take me to Derby Lane. I hate the Twanella.
The trifecta, the
What is it?
the
No,
Quinella,
the Quinella. That's
the Twinella.
Quinella's her sister.
Oh man, you're right. So, according to the arrest report, police met with Thomas Powell, who said that his wallet was stolen on Friday night after he dropped it in a Walmart parking lot in Pinellas. Powell told 10 Tampa Bay News he wasn't aware he was missing his wallet until the next morning when he noticed a couple of charges from his bank started popping up on his, his app on his phone. And he didn't make these charges. When he checked the location of the AirTag inside his wallet, he watched in real time his wallet making trips to different stores across town. Can you imagine that? You're looking at the map and your wallet's going zzz, all over Pinellas County.
Yeah, man. You go to the Apple Find My app, and you could find anything that you have registered.
Yeah. It was pretty clear what was going on, said Powell, who also froze his cards as he saw the new charges popping up. She hit like 3 different stores. It was like $1,600 already that Twinella had already charged on the credit cards found inside this guy's wallet that he dropped in Walmart's parking lot. Powell called police, shared the transaction information from his credit card company, as well as the locations picked up by the AirTag. Police confirmed the transactions with the Publix manager where the thief allegedly bought prepaid debit cards at the grocery store. Oh, man. She was buying prepaid debit cards with the credit card.
That's what they do. Yeah, that's the scam.
Yeah, because then you could shut off, because she knows that at some point they're going to shut off the credit card. But guess what? She's got all these debit cards that are home free. What a devious.
Ugh.
Officers identified the vehicle the thief was driving using Walmart's surveillance video. It was seen leaving the store where the theft occurred. The AirTag pinged to the address of an apartment on Washington Drive, where police saw the car, conducted a traffic stop. The driver identified herself as the sister of Twinella Hill.
Quinella?
No, her sister. The sister is Quinella.
Yeah. All right, no.
There you go.
The driver identified herself as the sister of who was being accused of stealing the wallet. The sister let police search the vehicle where they found multiple gift cards. Officers later arrested Hill after a stop at her home. Look at that. I guess depending on your situation, I get the temptation, but like there's so much surveillance, you're not going to get away with it, said Powell, the guy that was ripped off.
I mean, there's so much surveillance.
And he's thankful that he put the Apple AirTag in his wallet, which assisted the Largo Police Department in hunting down Twinella Hill.
Good job.
Twinella, little word of advice from me, MJ. 56 years old, you find a wallet in a Walmart parking lot, and then you start going on a spending spree around town. That's no way to go through life at 56 years old, Twinella.
No.
What, you think you can get away with it? Cameras everywhere? Hey, you were too dumb to go through the wallet and see that he had an AirTag jammed in there? You deserve everything coming your way. She's going to be, that's felony charges right there. Unbelievable. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Disney dilemma. Hey, Andrew, producer of the MJ Morning Show. It's a long holiday weekend. What you gonna do next?
I'm going to Disney World.
Did you go to Disney this past weekend?
I went Friday.
Of course he did. He was texting me photos from Disney.
Well, he doesn't text me any photos.
Yeah, he doesn't feel the same way about you as he does Roxanne.
Apparently not. Hey, Andrew, what do you think about Roxanne's latest bikini video with her ice-cold bath plunge?
I didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't?
It's not a bikini video. It's just an ice plunge
Come
video.
on, now you're showing the top and the bottom and everything.
I think this is where you're supposed to use the expression "don't hate the player."
Oh no! I'm not hating on anything. I'm just saying that Roxanne's going for the bikini hits on her Instagram feed.
Okay, next time I do my cold plunge, I'll do it in a parka. I'll do it in a snowsuit.
Look, Roxanne's latest video. First of all, your bikini bottoms don't match the top.
Okay,
it's like you're a yard sale or something.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah. I was at a yard sale.
That's a hell of a yard sale right there.
Folks, let me tell you right. Roxanne is in her bathroom in a bikini. Did Doug shoot this video?
No, our neighbors did. Of course, Doug shot the video.
I'm about to say you have good neighbors.
I don't know if you employed your 5-year-old kid to do it or whatever.
No.
I don't know. So anyway, Roxanne with another bikini video and this thirst trap, the cold plunge.
Okay, the cold plunge. You're bypassing an important point here.
What am I bypassing?
How long I stayed in. I'll get to that in a minute. But thirst trap, you know what I was thinking? Now, it's fun for you to say thirst trap because we give each other a hard time. But like Chris Helmsworth.
You did a little waxing over there. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Now that's creepy.
Unless you're talking about her eyebrows.
Was that a little creepy?
That was creepy. Okay, but Chris Hemsworth, he takes his shirt off to do his ice cold plunges, and no girls are like, Chris, yeah, that's a thirst trap. But the guys, I did get a couple of those comments, which I deleted. It's my page.
You're deleting comments?
Yeah.
Right.
If it's my page, it's my
it
territory.
is. Yeah.
So It's just an educational video, and I was in there for
An educational
2
video
hours.
with Roxanne in a bikini in her bathroom, jumping into a cold tub.
Oh my God.
It's you can tell yourself whatever you want.
Yes,
You're
it is.
a
Do you know
teacher.
how many people hit me up privately or in the comment section asking questions about it because it is a thing? I did it for 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
But there's no ice in there.
Well, Doug went first. So
But
that's
you're,
Doug's dirty.
you're supposed to
dirty
see
butt.
the ice. Where's the ice?
So I do think it was a titch warmer than it was
You
last
guys
time.
need to go to the ice machine in the parking lot.
No, he
of
buys
some-
ice. He
you
goes
need to
and buys
buy,
ice.
but he's not
Yeah.
buying enough ice. You should be jumping in like you're jumping into the frigid waters of the North
Trust
Atlantic.
Me, Trust me, it was
Yeah.
it was less than 50 degrees in that tub, for sure.
Well,
So
anyway,
that's that,
so-
and I did sleep really well that night. But you do okay. So if you can last 30 seconds, once you get to the 30-second mark, and you have to breathe, you have to be very calm, and you have to breathe. The first time I did it, I was like hyperventilating. And if you breathe and you're calm, then you can just once you get to 31 seconds, you're like, okay, I feel safe
Is this
in here.
is this
It's
the
really
second
bizarre.
time you've tried this?
Second time. He tried to get me to do it a couple weeks ago, and I was like, no way, no way.
Is
But
there an
I-
extended video where there's the whole 2 minutes and 15 seconds of you screaming for your life?
You're gonna
No.
get hypothermia.
The first one, there's a video of me screaming and hyperventilating. That was bad.
The video is on Roxanne's Instagram. If you want to see Roxanne in a bikini in her bathroom, jumping into the cold water, which still needs to have floating chunks of ice to really make it a good video. It's on her Instagram at Roxanne Wilder. So take a look.
Stay calm.
I
Take-
gotta go.
Don't
back.
hyperventilate.
I gotta go back to Disney.
Go.
We got sidetracked somehow.
Yes.
Okay. Back to Disney. And you saw this, right, Roxanne?
Oh yeah, I think I sent it to you.
A mother is dividing the internet. Why? She goes to Disney World without her kids. Leaves the kids home while she goes to Disney World. That's like cruel and unusual punishment.
Dude, the kids never know.
The kids don't know.
We're not pass holders any longer, but we were pass holders when Hadley was younger.
Her name is Maddie.
Yeah.
How old are the kids?
Maddie is 30 years old. I'm guessing that Maddie is short for Madeline.
Okay.
It's a nice name. I like
Or
Madeline.
Madison.
Yeah, that's true. Maddie Madison describes herself as a Disney and Universal travel specialist and says that she dealt with some mom guilt when leaving her children to go to Disney World without them.
Yeah, absolutely not. That's awesome. If you could get the kids, somebody will lay eyes on them and watch them, make sure they don't burn the house down.
Yeah,
go.
she didn't expect the backlash, but she posted the video and then got some backlash about it. Why would you go to Disney without your kids? She's 30, so the kids can't be that old. I don't think it says how old her kids are, but people were letting her have it. That you're a mom, you're 30 years old, you got young kids, and it would be a totally joyous occasion to bring your kids to Disney, and you're going without the kids.
Does she never bring them?
Yeah, hold on.
That's a question.
I have a question now about this. Does she live in the Orlando area? Like, we've gone to Disney without the kids and had a wonderful time, and we went to restaurants that we would never go to with kids and did things that we would never do with the kids.
Yeah, ride Dumbo without the kids.
The kids just climb on my back.
Do they allow you on Dumbo?
No, I exceed the weight limit. Yeah, it's like, listen, Dumbo, you can't get on Dumbo, Dumbo.
You have a little lever to go up and down?
No.
That thing would be stuck in the down position.
Yeah, I went one time, and all you heard was like...
you broke the hydraulics. It's dragging. Dumbo was dragging on the ground.
He was sparking out of the ass part of it. It was awful. They asked me never to come back. But when I went without the kids...
We have actual audio. Hang on. Yeah.
Yes.
That's Dumbo dragging on the ground at Disney with Fester on it. Oh, yeah.
But we went to this, relatively fancy-ish kind of steakhouse that we would never have gone to with two pain-in-the-ass kids. We had a lovely time. But I live in Tampa, and it's not like I'm traveling from Nebraska without my kids.
What is this?
Okay, can I tell you, if I called my sister right now and was like, Ange, what do you say we ask Doug and Pat to watch the girls and you and I go to Disney for the day?
Down.
Done.
Go.
Done. She's like, she is so in.
Yeah. Not everything is, it's a small world.
Yeah.
I
get it. Hey, pumpkin spice. You know how I hate pumpkin spice.
Oh, yeah.
I just, it's just so overdone. It's, you get to even July now, the pumpkin spice stuff starts hitting. And now we're really getting into the pumpkin spice thing. I saw this story and it just made me angry. You could get paid $1,000 to try all of Trader Joe's new fall products, including pumpkin spice.
Where do I sign up? That sounds awesome.
What is? Come on! This is clearly clickbait here.
Listen, old TJ wants to give me a stack. I'll eat everything he has.
Financial Buzz, a financial tips and recommendations website, has an opening. They do a seasonal pumpkin spice pundit report where you go try all the things pumpkin spice. This is such a rip and a scam to just like promote their entity. That's what this is. Oh, hey, we'll get all kinds of media attention and people will talk about us at Financial Buzz because we have a job opening. We're going to pay someone $1,000 to try all of the new pumpkin spice offerings at Trader Joe's.
How many things do they have?
A racket. I guess there's 20-something. The Pumpkin Spice Pundit will rate over 20 pumpkin spice or pumpkin-flavored foods. This is such a publicity racket. That's all this
sounds
is.
Like it.
Applicants must be at least 18 years old, based in the U.S. Prospective pundits must fill out an online application before the September 10th deadline. The person selected for the job will get paid $1,000, plus all expenses will be covered for the cost of the fall products. Yeah, this is just a PR scam for this. Yeah, this Financial Buzz.
So here's the application.
Yeah.
Tell us your name. Tell us your email address. Please share the links to your social media so they can see how many followers you have.
Oh, that's what it is.
Do you live close to a Trader Joe's?
Yeah.
So, they're looking for influencers to influence their...
I live in Lahore, Pakistan. We don't have a Trader Joe's nearby. Can I still get the gig?
The only trader you have there is what, a camel trader?
It's a racket. A couple of celebrity things before we get out of here. George Clooney is denying a report that he and Brad Pitt were paid $35 million each for the new film Wolves. I've heard of. When does that come out? What's the story on that?
I don't know. Yeah, I've seen them doing a lot of press together. I don't know the synopsis of it, though.
Yeah. Well, also, didn't Brad Pitt kind of diss George Clooney, or was that a joke? Was that part of their little... Didn't Brad Pitt say something like George Clooney's not really a movie star or something?
Of course, but they're friends, right? So this is just their banter?
Yeah. Anyway, what's the story on the movie Wolves? When does this come out?
It says this year.
Is it out or no?
I don't know. Let me look it up.
Yeah, go to the wiki.
Initial release September 1st, so 2 days ago.
Oh, it just came out. All right, so it just came out of this past weekend. All right, so I guess Wolves is out.
It's on Apple TV
somewhere.
and Columbia Pictures.
All right.
I don't know what that
means. So is it in theaters only? Anyway, there's a report out. The New York Times reported last week that they'd been paid over $35 million each to star in the movie. Yeah, they had a press... here we go. So there was a press conference for the film at the Venice Film Festival. So I guess the release date was for the film festival. I don't think it's in theaters yet.
Okay.
Right? I don't know if it's had a U.S. release yet. But he's denying. But listen, the New York Times reported that. I mean, that seems preposterous that each would get $35 million. Andrew's saying the U.S. release is September 27th for Wolves.
I wouldn't give him a penny over $32 million each.
Oh, well, that's ridiculous
You're
money.
Very
but
beautiful man.
Clooney's denying the reports and said that it was an interesting article, and whatever her source was for her salary, it is millions and millions and millions of dollars less than what is being reported. And I'm only saying that because I think it's bad for our industry if that's what people think is the standard bearer for salaries. George Clooney said that to People magazine. I think that's terrible. It'll make it impossible to make films.
I remember like 30 years ago, the $20 million actor was the deal. It's not that far off.
Do you remember last week we had the story of Ben Affleck going out to meet the Uber Eats driver and grabbing a big box of Jack in the Box?
Yeah.
Now Ben Affleck has been seen at his $100,000 a month house rental after the split with J-Lo. He was just seen over the weekend grabbing a bag of Chick-fil-A being delivered via Uber Eats.
Hey, he loves that fast food.
He's going all fast food, baby. And then the last thing here is that real estate insiders are saying that J-Lo and Ben Affleck are on track to lose about $25 million on the sale of that $66 million mansion that's on the market now after the split. Well, $25 million loss. That sucks.
Well, they'll survive it. Both of them will survive it.
Well, we'll see.
Especially J-Lo.
Cry me a river, you two.
And maybe that's why he's eating fast food. That's why he's doing Jack in the Box. All right. 9:49 at the MJ Morning Show. Yes, Andrew, are you...
Both Clooney and Pitt are also listed as producers on the film.
All right.
Okay.
So maybe altogether some back-end money or whatever, they might see that kind of cash. Is the movie supposed to be good?
No, it sucks.
Well, anyway, it opens up at the end of this month in the U.S. Folks, have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. And let's be careful out there.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Every year, almost 30,000 babies in America are born with birth injuries. It's every parent's worst nightmare. If your child suffered a birth injury, please